Oh yeah, we back right now for UFC Noche. Hola, amigos. Me llamo James. Mi amo, mi en la casa, mi casa, su casa. Vivo en Nueva Zelanda. Es Parlay Magnicio. What's going on, lads? We're fucking back, boys. I don't care that I just swore because I'm pumped to speak to the community because I need to give you those winning bets. And I'm back with my man JB. It's been a while. Feels like it. I'm back with my man Zar. It's been a while. Feels like it. So we got the dynamic trio back. You know, it's not only the dynamic duo. And I'm ready to go, boys. So what are you lot saying? Are you ready to go, JB? Are you ready to go?
Let's go. My boy Gene Silva in the building, fighting nerds. They down right now, but it's all good because my boy Gene Silva, I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about that one in a little bit, but I'm hyped to get into that one, bro. And appreciate you having me back. Everybody in the chat, let's light up, baby. Let's go.
Let's light up. I don't know what packs we got today. I mean, I know what packs we got today because we was overflowing with pack from last weekend. Shout out Parlay Lou. Cash that shit.
Yeah, bang.
Whoever locked in, we cashed that one. We was one leg off the Parlay Pro dude, but you know, that's how it goes. We cashed the one the week before that. So there's a lot of pack in the chat right now. Let me know what you're smoking on. Zar, what are you smoking on, bro?
But yeah, Paris is lit. Like bunch of finishes, won a ton of money. It was a sick card. So I'm hyped for, this weekend. I know people are sleeping on this card, not the best UFC Noche, but it's on a pay-per-view, and we got Lopes Silva main event, Rob Font co-main event. Like, it's a above average fight night, so I'm hyped.
Yeah, man, I can't wait for it, bro. Like, I don't remember the last card I was, not really hyped for. Obviously, there's degrees of hype, but most of the time, I'm like, yeah, man, I can't wait. I guess because like I earn money from
You're
it.
a degenerate.
I'm a degenerate as well, so that definitely adds on. We got the retiree parlay. Don't worry, about to drop that soon. $100 into 112 grand. I'm trying to go like my man Matty Betts out there. Shout out to him fitting the cycle. Matty Betts is cycling all over motherfuckers.
Oh shit!
Cycling
yeah, he hit right.
He hit that one. Yeah, he was due. He's been on a roll since I met him in blackjack. He was on a roll that night. Then he smashed it again. I was seeing some of the short form, and now he just hit 100 grand cycle. So we've been on a roll as well. I think the whole gambling community is on a roll. I'm on a 4-fight win streak, 120 units in 2025, tailable lines, all of that shit. No fucking betting on spreads and, regional scene round free submissions at plus $1 million on Fury FC. Like, we ain't doing none of that. But, boys, without further ado, let's get straight into the card, man. And the first fight of the night is going to be Donenko versus Sesinando. And this is a Ultimate Fighter matchup. I don't really care about Ultimate Fighter. I said it on my full card breakdown that I did on my own. Like, I don't really care about the Ultimate Fighter. I much prefer Dana White's Contender Series, which, by the way, we've been cashing on week after week as well. That first week was a little bit crazy. But outside of that, we've been winning. So I don't really care about the Ultimate Fighter, boys. I don't know why the Ultimate Fighter matchups are not on their Tapology, because aren't they usually on their
They're
Tapology?
Up now. They updated it.
They updated it. Okay. So I was just too ahead of the game, boys. I was thinking like, why are they not on there? Does it not exist? But anyway, both of them fought on Ultimate Fighter. Donenko looked pretty good in the Ultimate Fighter, in my opinion. He looked way better than he did on original scene. I'll tell you that now. He looks like a different guy, in my opinion. I don't know whether that's fruit, vegetables, or just I don't know, just leveling up. But he definitely looks like a different fighter. He knocked out Mac Dixon, who's a good wrestler, which bodes well for him in this fight in round 1. And then the other dude, he just beat him, over 2 rounds. And yeah, I think he's a good striker, good Muay Thai base, good leg kicks, good body shots, goes to the body, can grapple as well, can wrestle. Seen him out wrestle people. So he kind of does it all, but he's mainly a striker. Sesinando is like the opposite. He's basically a grappler, jiu-jitsu. It falls off the back a lot, but then takes the back again. I don't think he's that high level. I do think he has a skill set to win a couple of rounds here against Donenko. I also don't like his cardio, though. I feel like Donenko has way better cardio. He could probably come back late and hurt him, even if he did lose the first couple of rounds. So, part of me wants to play Sesinando as an underdog because I feel like the path to victory is there against Donenko, grappling him. I've seen him taken down and grappled before, and I don't necessarily think he is this new guy. I think he just had 2 good performances on the Ultimate Fighter. I have to go back to some of his regional scene fights to where he wasn't looking that impressive, in my opinion. That Ulu guy who's got the funniest name ever. What's his name, that guy, that Ulu guy?
Zanibek? Is that Zanibek?
Yeah, but his middle name rhymes with his first name. It's
Yeah,
like Zanibek
14 and
Yanibek.
12 guy that he like has like 2 fights with. Yeah.
Yeah, his middle name and his first name rhyme. It's like
Kanubek, Zanubek, Ulu.
legendary name in the game, you know, but not a legendary record. He's 14 and 12, like you said, and that was a 50-50 fight in both fights, and he ended up, you know, finishing him in one of them and losing the other one. So I just feel like that's not a great look. The guy is, you know, he's 14 and 12, but he looked kind of decent. Like I felt like he looked kind of good, but I guess he just not a good winner. But look, my take on the fight is that Donenko's the better striker, but he probably get grappled for a bit here. I feel like he's probably going to start putting it on Sesinando late, but Sesinando's the side at underdog price for me. Zar?
Yeah, like I didn't watch the Tough this season, so I like, you know, I started with Sesinando tape. You know, he's messing up a lot of, you know, not great guys in BFL. You know, looks kind of mid on Tough, but, you know, he's a good grappler. And then for Donenko, I like started, you know, with his regional stuff, and I was like, whoa, like halfway through my tape, I was like, I'm definitely like gonna bet Sesinando like at these odds. It's like plus 190. And yeah, like you said, that Ulu guy, he's 14 and 12, and I was like, damn, he like kind of recently lost this guy in like 2023. But you know, I see the 14 and 12 record, but I don't know. He seems like kind of better than his record. Like he's nothing crazy, but he's well-rounded, like big, like jacked up. He looks like he's on steroids, eating nukes, you know, takedowns, power. But I did like how in the first fight, you know, they kind of brawled it out. The Ulu guy won the first few rounds, and then it got like closer late. But then in the second fight, Donenko kind of just changed the game plan. It was like, you know, footwork, a lot of kicks, you know, avoiding exchanges, you know, won a few rounds and then ended up finishing him late. So I like to, you know, see he changed up the game plan to get the dub because he lost the first fight. And then his next fight, he didn't look great. So I was like, you know, what's the hype on this Daniil guy? Why is he -2 something, you know? And then on the Ultimate Fighter, he's like this striker throwing crazy hands and like knocking dudes out. So yeah, on the regional scene, he was more of a grappler. Like, you know, he started out, you know, taking guys down, finishing them on the ground, and then now he's like a striker with he's really athletic, you know, good like in close in the pocket. But yeah, I think I don't have a good read on this fight. I think Sesinando is going to be the one pressing forward, initiating the clinches, you know, shooting takedowns, and Donenko's the more athletic, better striker. But I think Sesinando is going to be a decent bit bigger than him because Donenko he's pretty much a lightweight, and Sesinando is like a welterweight.
Yeah.
You know, on Tough, they're like fighting at 170, but Donenko is not a big 170er, and Sesinando, you know, physical, you know, decent wrestler. Like even on Tough, like he got, you know, he ended up on bottom, he would reverse, get on top. Like he's a good grappler. So yeah, it's dog or pass for me, but I think most likely like Donenko knocks him out. Like plus 185, I don't think that's terrible on that, but I don't agree with like the money line. Like I'm definitely not laying the chalk on Donenko, and Sesinando sub 750 isn't bad.
Yeah, that's a good point. I wonder how the welterweight weight class will affect him because he's not a welterweight at all, you know. I don't know why he's fighting a welterweight. What is he moved up permanently? Like, why is he fighting?
I don't know. Like, he was like a lightweight his whole time, and then, you know, obviously on Tough they kind of like fight up a weight class usually because it's like short notice. But Sesinando is fighting at catch weights, 170. Like he's a 170er, and yeah, like Donenko, he wasn't like a dangerous striker on the regional scene. Like he had a couple knockouts, but on, like you said, on Tough, he looked like a whole different guy. And maybe, you know, he's 24. You know, it's the best training he's ever got. So maybe he's a different guy and he knocks out Sesinando easily. But he was like, when I was going through the regional tape, I definitely wanted to bet Sesinando, but Tough, he looked really good.
Yeah. JB?
It's an interesting fight. Like I think it's very binary. Like Could Sesinando catch him on the feet? Yes. He's a big, powerful guy. He puts a lot into his shots. But I think Danilo, good chin, shown very good patience in the octagon. I like his fight versus Matt Dixon. Well, you could see like maybe Dixon wanted out a little bit, got hit in the back of the head, kind of started to some of the optics started to fade for him. And then, they start to bang it out. And not Sesinando, the guy who's fighting, wanted to stay in the pocket. Dixon wants to stay in the pocket. He winds up catching him. I really like his elbows. I think that could be the game changer here. I think he could cut open Sesinando on the feet. I liked his body work in that fight as well, the way he stayed patient. He knew he had Dixon hurt. He starts to go to the body. I know you alluded to it a bit, but I really liked it in that fight. And I believe in the other fight, he just kind of kept the fight on the feet, stayed at range. But I think the guy's the better, cleaner striker at 24 years old. My worry is, what does he look like on bottom against a guy that could actually have some type of consequences? Now, you mentioned him falling off, but I think a lot of his opponents made mistakes for him to get the fight to the ground on the Ultimate Fighter, but he wound up on bottom. I think it was versus Creighton, like you mentioned, Czar. Uses the knee bar, uses it to sweep, get on top. I really like that, So I do think there's ways he could get on top. And the other thing I wanted to mention is I believe he's at Daniel Cormier's gym for this one, if I'm not mistaken. And Daniel Cormier coached both these guys on the Ultimate Fighter. So if he's training with Daniel Cormier, I believe Daniel Cormier is one of the best minds in MMA, undoubtedly. Now, it's yet to see how he will do as a coach, but I think he'll know what the game plan is. And I think Sesinando is a guy who knows how he's going to win fights. He's going to go in there. He's going to have to get the takedowns. And if he can, I think he has a lot of upside here. But Danilo, I just hasn't fought the guy who could maybe do it. Like in that fight versus Ulu, I think he got taken down a few times, but no real top control. Sometimes it would be at the end of the round. I think, what if Sesinando gets the full amount? Danilo could start to look lost, especially if he gets taken down 2 or 3 times. And on the other end, Sesinando might waste a lot of energy trying to get it. I could still Danilo piecing him up on the feet. So I kind of like fight doesn't go here. I know both guys never been finished, but Danilo's pretty fucking dangerous. I do think he's improving at 24 years old, training with Fiziev. And like I said, I liked his patience there, but it depends on the price. Like minus 220, I'm not jumping to play it, but yeah, I'll probably go dog or pass just because the upside on the grappling. I think he's a willing wrestler, big guy. Donchenko winds up on his back. I don't know what he's going to look like.
Yeah, I feel you. I don't have a strong take on this one. I was thinking the under because both of those guys are, can definitely finish. But then, the prices are kind of like keeping me away, man. Especially because I don't know. I could definitely see it going over, So yeah, it's a big stay away fight for me overall, man. There's not giving us anything that I really am attracted to. I would only ever play Sesinando at plus 190, probably.
I think I'll take that, and I'll take the sub. I think Zara mentioned it. It was a better price earlier.
Sub's not bad. Like 700, 750 you can find.
Yeah, like why is Donchenko sub less than Sesinando sub? I don't know. It doesn't really make sense.
Some like Kazakh guys on the regional scene, but bro.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
Write those down, boys, and then we'll break down the next fight.
Yeah.
It just seems like that's his widest price. He has multiple subs. He went for multiple subs on the Ultimate Fighter, and I have zero idea what Donchenko. Like it's an upside play for me. If I just want to playing it.
I wrote down the sub. You guys want doesn't go or under? What do you guys want?
You can write down money line. I probably won't put it in a parlay, but I think that's the plus side.
It's just
because
weird,
like I said, upside.
Yeah. Is he really? Like he looked way better than he usually does on the tough. So maybe that's just who he is now because he's training with Cormier and he's young. But
I don't think his cardio is terrible either, bro. Like he was willingly wrestling in the 3rd round, and if you know how hard it is to wrestle, like just keep that pace. Like I do think if he's getting damage to the body, that's where it could get a little dicey. But we'll see.
Yeah, that's why I was like, it probably finishes, but then 220 was like kind of tough for me to lay because both guys seem like pretty tough. So
right.
There's no evidence of like them getting finished, so it's tough.
That's why I like the sub. It just Donchenko just seems like he looks like a guy that would get subbed in his debut. Yeah. Like, why do I see it? I don't know.
It's an interesting fight for sure. Like striker versus grappler, a young guy who's looking better than expected. So it's interesting, but I don't have any bets on it, so it sucks. But
yeah, it's definitely tough because we have to gauge the improvements that were shown on ultimate fighter. You know, what did he just have 2 good performances? Like, did he fight Mac Dixon? That was a weird one. Like, he just put it on him and he kind of quit. Like, how do we take that versus his entire regional career? Like, it's just tough. I will say though, I think he has a massive cardio advantage. You know, we spoke about the cardio a little bit. I think Donchenko's has way better cardio than Sesinando, honestly. But yeah, next fight is Montserrat Rendon. Apparently versus Alice Pereira. I thought this chick was I think it's Aileen Pereira, who's Alex Pereira's sister, but it's not. It's just a random Alice Pereira. She looks pretty decent, man. Like I did a video. I don't know if you saw it, but like I replayed one of her fights where she fought that soccer mum, and she basically knocked her out in like 10 seconds. And I actually quote tweeted one of yours, JB, because that happened with Elima Lay McFarlane as well, where she just fought some absolute bum, and you posted that up. So I said, like, it happened again. So the regional career of Alice Pereira has not been good. She's not been fighting good girls at all. But at the end of the day, man, you know, she can only fight what's put in front of her, and she did just dust most of those girls. She went to a decision in one of them. She basically just laid on the girl for the whole fight. It was weird because she definitely seems like a very low-level jiu-jitsu fighter. She didn't really pass guard. She didn't know how to pass guard. She didn't set up any submissions in that spot. She basically just took her down and laid on top of her for 25 minutes, I believe it was. So, yeah, I don't really know how to judge that. Actually, that's a negative on her grappling in my eyes. When I saw that, I was like, okay, if she gets put on bottom, she's probably going to be a fish. But the thing is, she's way better striker than Montserrat Rendon. She's way more athletic. She hits way faster. I think she has some semblance of a counter game as well, which Montserrat Rendon basically just, you know, doesn't know what a counter is. She just walks forward very slow as well. I think Alice Pereira has a massive speed advantage. I actually think Alice Pereira could be legit, but I also think she could be a bum. I don't really know, you know. But I'm leaning more to, like, she's got good upside in the division. I'm leaning more that she's actually a good fighter. She's just obviously 19 years old, boys. So she's extremely, extremely raw. But she's a much better athlete, way better hands, more power, and she understands striking way more, in my opinion. So I kind of feel like she's going to win the fight. I think that Montserrat Rendon is like one of the worst fighters in the UFC. And so, you know, you can almost do a bet to lose on Montserrat Rendon. And betting to lose is something that my granddad taught me back in the day. Basically, it's just fading. But, you know, he told me back in the day, look, James, a lot of times don't think about who's going to win. Think about who's going to lose, because there's some guys who will basically always lose given the right circumstance. And Montserrat Rendon is definitely one of those girls where you feel like she's going to lose a lot of fights. So, yeah, I'm going to pick Pereira here. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, you can't be that confident. JB?
Yeah, I just don't think Montserrat Rendon is really that good. I don't know about Elise Pereira. I could find a few things on tape, but just talking about Rendon, like, I watched some of her old fights in the regional, and she's getting her back taken. I don't know if her jiu-jitsu is even that good. Like, we're saying we don't know if Alice Pereira's jiu-jitsu is that good. I don't know if Montserrat's jiu-jitsu is that good. And sure, she has UFC experience, but it's not like she has like these ton of fights at 36 years old and she's running through these girls. Like, realistically, she's gone a couple split decisions. She could probably be like 3-4 record-wise. And like, I get it. You know, Alice Pereira is fighting really, really softball matchups. She's super young, super green, but she's got the athletic body type. I think she's way faster than Montserrat Rendon. Like, listen to me, guys. I was watching one of Rendon's fights, and you know you're like 2x speed on YouTube. I was watching it on 2x speed, but it looked like it was on 1x speed. Like, if I was to watch the fight on 1x speed, I thought it was in half speed. That's how slow Rendon is. It's like utterly embarrassing. And like, the people she's going up against are ridiculously slow. Now, Pereira, like, what I saw in her fights, I was able to watch her. She got like a round 1 choke against a bum. She was getting on top, passing guard. She took the girls back. I only saw like a highlight of it. Gets the job done there. I think she's just like a faster striker, but I don't know. She trains in like the this random gym. It's called like Life Martial Arts. I think she's training with like Jelton Almeida, cross training sometimes. I saw like a funny picture of her like lifting them up. I thought that was dope. Like obviously getting the work in with people like that. Like maybe her jiu-jitsu game's getting better. Context clues though is what we have to take. Like you saw a fight of her where she's just on top, not even trying to pass the guard, but maybe she was just playing with her food there. I don't know. Like sometimes fighters do that, right? They want to go the full distance. They know they have an opponent that just like isn't good. So maybe they try that. Like I don't know. Like maybe that was her thought process, but I'm not really sure. It's just not a lot of data on this fight. I'll take the younger girl, 19. Obviously think the UFC wants to get her a matchup that she could win, and I think this is a winnable matchup for her. Like, is Alice Pereira really not as good as Brittany Cloudy? Like, could she at least not compete? Like, I think she's probably better, just athletic body-wise, but we really yet to see. Let's find out.
Yeah, I fully agree. Yeah, and that fight, that fight where she grappled, like, that was probably recorded with one of the worst. Like, that's probably one of the worst quality of recordings I ever watched. So I don't really know what was happening. I basically just saw two bodies. Like one of them was Alice Pereira, and she just seemed to be on top. But I didn't really know what she was doing. I don't know if she was working for anything. I don't know if she was like, I couldn't see it. It was just bad quality and some ugly regional shit. But yeah, you mentioned Brittany Cloudy, bro. That was what I was going to say. Like, Montserrat Rendon went to a split decision in a fight where she could have lost against Brittany Cloudy, who, like, she's terrible, bro. Like, she's 6-6, I think now. She was 4-4 when they fought, like 4 wins and 4 losses. Like, this is the bottom of the barrel, and it was a close fight. And Brittany Cloudy is similar to Alice Pereira in body type. You know, she's tall, long, rangy, and she gave her problems with that style. But I think she's way better in terms of striking than Brittany Cloudy, in my opinion. And yeah, I mean, that's a terrible look, bro. Like, split decision against her. I just feel like her upside is still probably a split decision against Alice Pereira. Even if Alice has got nothing on the ground, I don't know, man.
So
what do you
does
think about
Rendon though? Like, I don't even see her getting fights to the ground. And like, maybe she got Daria, I guess.
She
got,
took
like,
down that Brittany
It's like
Cloudy
anything.
chick.
That's all she can do. Kind of is just like physical, rip you to the ground. But she
What
doesn't do
if
anything.
Pereira? I could see Pereira taking her down low key and just
Yeah.
like getting on top. That's how bad I think Rendon is. Maybe
Why
I'm
not?
crazy.
Yeah.
Why not, bro?
I just like, I don't get why they're signing her like this early. Like, what is she? You know, I know she's like super young, super like she's 5'10", like she's big, she's athletic, but like I don't even know what she's good at. Like, she that chick she went 5 rounds with, right? So before that fight, she was fighting like, you know, literally like cab drivers, where, you know, Tapology has like the logo where it's like, you know, suspect fight. I don't even know if it's a real fight. They're filmed. I was watching tape. It's like someone on their phone and they're fighting in a mall. Like, I don't even know what's going on. And then like the 5-round fight, she's fighting like a 12-10 chick and who's been finished a bunch of times, and like she can't finish her. Like you said, she was like top timing her, but in my opinion, that's like a negative for your grappling. Like, she was just sitting on top of her doing nothing. And then like in the later rounds, like she was the one like on the back foot, like trying to like avoid the exchanges. It was kind of like weird. But yeah, like Rendon, she's so slow and like unathletic. Like, all she's got is like, you know, she's physical. She'll try to like, you know, clinch you up, take you to the ground. But I don't know. Like, I think a Pereira can just, if you're just big, physical, you try to rip people to the ground. Like, I think that's what Pereira can deal with, right? Like, she's not very skilled, but she's athletic. You know, you probably can't bully her. She's faster, so she'll probably land the better strikes. Like, Rendon she just spams like the slowest 1-2s I've ever seen. So yeah, I definitely don't know what's going to happen, but I'm not like impressed with Pereira at all. But, you know, she's 19. She could look way better, but I don't know, that 5-rounder I can't believe I like spent like time of my life watching that. Like, she sat on top of her and then, you know, was just like dancing around, avoiding exchanges with like a 12-10 chick who like had been finished a bunch of times, and she went 5 rounds with her. So I think this is going the distance. Like, GTD 220, I don't think that's terrible. Like, Rendon, she's physical, she seems tough. So I think her path is a split decision. Pereira, you know, I don't know if she's going to finish her. So That's the only thing I could like consider betting.
I could see the moment getting to Pereira too. That's the only other like worry about it is like she's never been in this. Like you're talking about her fighting in shopping malls. I've seen her fighting where like literally did you watch the one in like the super small cage where she gets the ground and pound finish where there's like this big like Brazilian chick and she's just like la la la. It's so funny to watch like I think my man James was talking about it, like some of these regional MMA things, like just the shit you see, bro. Shit is hilarious.
Yeah. Like she's literally fought nobody. Like Rendon, I know Brittany Cloudy is like trash, and she obviously could have lost that fight, honestly. But like Brittany Cloudy is way better than any of the chicks Pereira's fought, and like, yeah, it's just tough. There's a reason why Rendon was like a plus 190 dog to Vidal, out of all people, plus 2 something to Daria. She's only like plus 120 to like this Alice Pereira chick. So they know it's not like. Obviously the UFC wants Pereira to win, but they know it's not some lock. Like she's the smallest dog that she's been in her whole like UFC career to this Pereira chick.
Yeah, I think Pereira is much better than Brittany Cloudy personally, bro. But I think she is. But obviously, at the end of the day, it's all guesswork because we just have never seen her fight. But yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, Brittany Cloudy would like mop up any of these chicks Pereira's been fighting.
Yeah, those are.
I don't know. I reckon her last fight would probably be a close fight, bro. With that,
true.
With that 12-8 chick, that would be kind of competitive, bro.
Yeah, like she got top time for a couple rounds, and then she was the one pressuring, so she ain't that bad.
Yeah, she didn't get finished. She ate some hammers as well. I don't know if they're hammers, but I don't know. She ate some shit. But yeah, I mean, we all agree. One thing that's a great point as well that you brought up is that it is a UFC debut, bro. And she's 19 years old, bro. Like she's a 19-year-old girl in a UFC debut. Like that's a big fucking spot, bro.
Not everyone could be Josh Van.
Josh Van.
No, but I do think she's gonna win. So yeah. Write down Alice for me. We might need some legs. So
Alice by sub plus 2,000.
Honestly, I wanna play her, bro, because I just want to fade Rendon. I'm being serious. I want to fade Rendon. I know, like it will be. It's kind of like people would never do that. Like I know people, would say no, you can never play it because you just don't know. But I mean, from what I've seen, she's way faster, way cleaner, hits way harder, way more athletic, way more high-level understanding of the striking. I think she's a better striker, personally, So, and then Rendon's like the worst ever. So I think that's enough evidence to play Pereira, honestly. But obviously, if you lose, you look like a retard.
It's an upside play.
Yeah, like she could look way better than that 5-rounder. Like she's 19, bro.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big thing. She's going to be making improvements, but it's not like she was ever in trouble with the 5-rounder, bro. Like she won basically every minute of the fight.
Yeah. Did you like the GTDs are?
Yeah, but I don't know if I want to lay a chalk on a fight where I don't really know what's going to happen. Like I probably just pass.
Yep.
Or like, like you said, like just want to fade Rendon. Like her only path is like a super sweaty split where she does no damage, but she just like racks up clinch time, We really just don't know. That's like something I want to fade. Like you don't really, no big moments, no like chance of domination. Like, yeah.
Maybe Alice is a white, she probably is a white belt, but maybe Alice is just really, really, really bad on the ground, and then Rendon could maybe, do something.
It's possible.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
No, just Alice money line.
Yeah.
Not for me.
I want to see if Rendon is like. Has she ever been in bad trouble?
I can't.
On the feet.
I don't know if I'm lagging. I couldn't really hear you there.
You're good.
No, has Montserrat ever been in bad trouble on the feet?
Vidal was kind of lighting her up with leg kicks, but I don't know. I only watched the Cloudy fight and then the 2 UFC fights. Like, Daria's not a bad striker, and like she never really had her in trouble.
Yeah, because I feel like Alice could. I don't know. I was just thinking Alice knockout is not impossible,
Oh yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. What is that?
Plus 450.
That's
not that
needs
good.
some more
Not that
love,
good.
but definitely,
Yeah.
definitely could happen.
Plus 400 or not.
Like,
All
dude,
right,
she's
we'll
just
move on.
so slow.
Shout out the chat, my man. Half the battle, smash the like button, gentlemen. A lot of questions will be answered about Alice.
Right.
Very true. Jew Better is back. Everyone was high on Dyer this week. Who's that? Oh, the chick.
Contender, the one who
Contender,
like got fucked up by 4-0.
Yeah, 4-0's pretty good fighter, bro. Fuck.
Bro, she's nasty.
Yeah, bro. Always nice to see the trio together. Let's go. Could be a few live dogs. We're about to get into them. Ruffy let you down. Happens, bro. It's all good, man. Renat underdog pack. It's the other way around, bro. But I'm gonna let it slide.
I think like a lot of people, I try to like explain it to them, and they're like, "Oh, thank you, appreciate it." It's like, now you know, bro. It's the Gustafsson pack.
Yeah, it's the opponent, you know, because the opponent got smoked, you know. So that's just think of it like that way.
Like, I didn't think Gus was gonna fold like that, bro.
Bro, that's what was always meant to happen to him. Renat just did what Chaos Williams was supposed to do. Chaos Williams was supposed to do the same thing. Why couldn't Chaos do that? Like, I mean, there's no
takedown.
Yeah, I know, but what I mean is like, there's no difference between a full. How many seconds was that, KO?
Dude, it's like a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's not like I think Chaos is just as live to 60-second KO him as Renat. You know what I mean? But like, that's what Chaos was meant to do, bro.
But like, I've seen Gus eat some shots. Like, he ate some shots from Chaos, and then Renat, he just like, I don't want any part of this.
But eventually, you know what I mean? Like, eventually, because he just eats shots with his head, bro. Like, eventually, you're gonna get iced, man. And that wasn't like massively surprising at all, to be honest, to me. But yeah,
I get it.
Never in my life, basically, because the thing is, the gut feeling. The gut feeling is usually, you know, preceded with data anyway. Like, if I have a gut feeling about something, there will be some data behind that most of the time, right? Even if it's not the most prevalent data, even if it's not the data I'm giving the most credence to, there is still some data behind it. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have a feeling. Now, I'm not going to randomly wake up and have a feeling that Tsar is going to knock out Francis Ngannou, you know? But maybe I have a feeling that Aspinall's going to lose to Gain, but it's not just a gut feeling. It's probably because, well, Aspinall's never been in a later round. Like, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really happen. When my gut aligns with the data, then yeah, it's fucking smash spot. You know what I mean? But yeah, basically you can't listen to your gut. So Alessandro Costa versus Alden Correa. I haven't taped Correa, so please take it away, boys. I'm going to do that later. I've been busy, man.
Who you want to go?
Dude, you can go. That's Texas boy.
Yeah. No, Alden's tough, bro. I think, you know, training with one of the best flyweights in the world, if not the best, could be, we'll find out soon when he fights Pantoja, could be, you know, beneficial. Like, it's not going to win the fight for him, but I do think, like, he has to be making improvements. It's tough to know. Flyweight is one of those weight divisions, too, where it's, like, hard to tell level of competition, because I think he's gotten better since the Sear fight. You know, he got exposed a little bit in the grappling there. Sear took him down, eventually able to get the rear naked choke. But he's shown some good grappling since in the offensive. Now, that guy, De Leon, or whatever his name is, I don't think, you know, he's like 2-5. That's, you know, not the best win in the world. Moves on. He fights, I think it was Paris Moran, if I'm not mistaken, in his next fight. Or Chris Ocone. So, like, we'll give him credit for that win. Ocone, decent fighter. Had a syndicate MMA, but like I said, not the highest level of competition. And then he fought Paris Moran. Like, dude, I thought that was a good win. Knocks him out. It got overturned for, like, I think it was marijuana or something.
Oh, okay.
So, like,
I was wondering why they got overturned.
So he's just, like, smoking or whatever right before the fight.
Bullshit, bro.
Smoked on some Paris Moran pack. Goes out there, gets the finish. Now, you could say Moran lost the fight against Silva since then. But his only losses are, like, really decent competition. So it's tough, man. And then he fought, like, another guy. I don't blame him for taking another, like, kind of softball matchup then, because you know you're going to get the UFC call soon. What does it do you to rematch Paris Moran? It's just like you're kind of waiting for the call. I don't know if he was scheduled to fight on Contender and he got this call up, but it's been decent notice, like a month or so and a half. And Costa, I think, is really fucking good. I'm not going to lie. This is a tough matchup for Alden. really short, stocky guy, keeps a good high guard, but could be hit. Like it's not impossible to catch him overextending. I've seen guys like Amir Albazi, popping this guy on the feet and knocking him down. I don't think Amir Albazi has recorded another UFC knockdown since or ever. So, that's something to be very aware of. I've seen this guy fight close decisions on the Contender Series versus guys who I think Alden could compete with. I watched this fight against Jimmy Flick, and I think Correa would finish Jimmy Flick respectfully if he didn't get submitted. Like he's gonna get that one done. So, and then it's like you fight Urseg, but Urseg since has been a little unimpressive to be honest. Like he's a high level fighter, but he still wound up losing that fight. It's just hard to tell at flyweight, right? Correa could be good, but he hasn't fought the level of competition to really prove it yet. But I think that could be why we're getting a decent line on him, bro. Like, who's his other win? He fought the last fight, Kevin Borjas. That guy's like 1-3 in his last 4 fights. Can't defend a leg kick for shit. If Costa's not getting off very heavy damage with the leg kicks here, which I think he could, if he's not getting off grappling, which I think he could, although I do think Alden's improving. Look at a guy like Josh Van. That guy learned wrestling, like, what was it? Like, he didn't even take his first wrestling class until he was, like, 20, he said, or something crazy? I forget what it was they said on the broadcast, but, like, who's to say Alden's not making those same improvements? That being said, like, the ways I would look to play this fight maybe is Alden money line. I think Alden could finish him. We've seen Costa knocked out before. Maybe Alden KO. I think Costa sub on the other end, and you book it. Like, is it possible Costa finishes him on the feet? Yeah, it's possible, but I don't think Correa is like a chinny guy. I've never seen him really like hurt in the octagon personally. But I do think Costa, very hard hitter, could get off the leg kicks as well. I think both of his finishes, though, in the UFC level come from the leg kicks. So, yeah, like if this just primarily plays out in the boxing and Alden could nullify that, it's going to be a tough task, but I do think he's a live dog.
Yeah, what's the violence props for this one?
It's not bad. I was looking at that. I think it's like pretty close to pick 'em
for 2.5. Yeah.
For doesn't go. I meant so.
Oh yeah, nice.
Oh shit, it's moved a little bit. Sorry. Okay, 2.5 minus 120.
Yeah. What do you think of the fight?
I think it's kind of like an aggressive line. Like Korea is not bad. Like I get that he hasn't fought the best level of comp, and I don't know. I have seen him cracked a couple times. Like that Trujillo fight was not a good look. He got cracked there. Versus like a 5'2" guy who's not very dangerous. Kind of similar to like Costa. But Costa's way more dangerous. Like I know he's 5. I think Costa's 5'4", but like his strength is kind of like explosive, like power, physicality. And Trujillo against the Correa, like he was just pressuring him. Correa, couldn't really, separate on the feet. And Trujillo was shooting takedowns. And then in the third round, he like cracked Correa, and then kind of like that was like a clear round for him. And and then I think Paris Moran was tagging him up, and then even in his last fight, I think he got tagged. So I don't think Correa is chinny, but I have seen him crack like 3 times. Costa, like he might be, not the most technical guy, but he's definitely the more powerful, explosive guy in this matchup, and I could definitely see him, landing some big leg kicks. I don't know if Correa defends those the best. Like Trujillo's landed a decent amount. He just fought the way better level of competition, like Urseg, Albazi, like even Borjas. Like I know he's not the best, but he's solid. And but he also has gone to on his Contender Series. Costa kind of went to a close decision with that guy, and that guy's not terrible, but he's nothing crazy. So I could see it being like a close decision where not a ton happens because both guys are scared of the power. But I could also see where Costa lands something big and kind of pulls away with it. But I don't like this price. I don't think Correa is that bad. Like I think he's a solid fighter, so he just hasn't proven against good competition. I don't have a great read, but I definitely wouldn't lay minus 430 on Costa, even though I think he wins and could finish him.
Any parlay legs?
I'm good on this fight, honestly.
It's tough, man. I think Costa wrestling upside, so it's like over under is tough for me. You get takedowns, not finish Korea.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And Correa's not a bad grappler either. Like he's
No.
using grappling to get some finishes, but he has been taken down too. Like that Trujillo fight, it was too recent for me to like. Yeah, that was.
Costa's just physical.
Yeah,
he has good takedowns. He trains at Lopes. He's a black belt.
Yeah, he's just dangerous. Like
Right.
doesn't throw a ton of volume. You know, I don't know if he has the best chin. Like Costa has been cracked. You know, knocked out a couple times. Like he could definitely get put out, but I don't know. He's super dangerous.
Nice. All right, boys. Zachary Reese versus Cedric Dumas. Yeah, this is a crazy one. The UFC want this fight to happen. Obviously, they booked it before. It got cancelled. I think Cedric robbed the bank or some shit, and then they had to cancel the fight. But they've rebooked it now. It's interesting he's still in the UFC after getting arrested all the time. But, you know, I don't know if I've seen that one before, but is what it is. So, yeah, I just feel like the guy's obviously, I mean, he's doing crime and shit, you know, like he's not really all in on MMA. And I just feel like that's a terrible place to be. You know, I don't really know what to say. He's not a great fighter at the best of times. You know, he doesn't have really much skills in general. And now the guy's, you know, posting on Twitter all day, talking about he's got $13 in his bank account, got no money, you know, like, yeah, I think Zachary Reese is going to run through him. I think Zachary Reese probably finishes him in round 1. I think Zachary Reese probably submits him. Submission round 1 is like plus 640 or something like that. So it's not too bad in my opinion. But yeah, that's my take, man. I think Reese is, you know, it can knock him out because Dumas gets hit and, you know, starts fucking looking at the octagon. I don't know. Like he just doesn't look good when he gets hit. And then outside of that, he could definitely put himself in some danger. So I think, I think Zachary's going to win this fight pretty cleanly, to be honest. Can't trust Dumas, man. I mean, his guy's a mental case, you know. So that's it. Zar, what do you think?
Yeah, I got to go with Reese. Like you said, Dumas is getting arrested, posting that he's got $13 in the bank account. Like, I've even seen it, like, not even that I was looking for it, but I saw, like, Phil Rowe talking about how Dumas's biggest enemy is, like, himself. Like, he won't, you know, leave the situation he's in. He won't lock in. He's kind of just his biggest enemy. And yeah, I'm surprised he still has a UFC contract. Like he's big, you know, he's kind of well-rounded, like decent, like not a good striker, but he's got some finishes on the feet, you know, got a couple submissions, you know, grinded Cody Brundage out with the rest, like out wrestled Cody Brundage for 15 minutes was kind of like confusing because that's usually not how Brundage loses. I know he jumped Gilly a bunch and pretty much gave up those takedowns, but yeah, Dumas is just confusing. And, you know, Reese, I think he is locked in on MMA. And I think he's more athletic, way more dangerous. So I know he didn't look great in the Dusko fight. Like, you know, taking Dusko to decision, taking Medina to decision isn't the best, but I think he's just way more dangerous, can catch a sub off his back, you know, or he can knock him out. Like, I don't think Dumas has that like crazy, like one punch power that, you know, Reese does have that. He is lanky, but he's got that like one punch power, athleticism. He's dangerous. A lot of his wins are round 1 finishes. And Dumas, he doesn't have a finish at the UFC level. He's kind of, you know, his path is kind of like a sweaty decision in most of his fights. So I get why Reese is the favorite, and I think he finishes him.
Yeah, Reese could have a pretty bad chin. I don't really know. You know, I've seen him finish in some weird circumstances. So maybe Dumas could land something in an exchange. But yeah, outside of that, he doesn't seem to have much chance outside of his wrestling. I just feel like if he wrestles, he's going to get submitted. I personally think that, you know, Reese is probably much better at jiu-jitsu than Cedric Dumas. Like, Dumas basically just, like, grappling for dear life against a Zaitar and just, like, hanging on and just looking poor, bro. Like, I don't know, man. I bet
versus, what was that Russian guy? Like, that was kind of sweaty.
Talulin, yeah.
Talulin, like, I had some money on Talulin because I just thought, like, he probably won't be able to hold him down. And, like, the striking, like, Dumas is not a good striker. And I think Dumas won that fight. But, yeah, he was wrestling, you know, grappling for dear life. Like, he didn't want to strike.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't even know Yeah, I don't know what the guy is good at, to be honest.
Yeah.
Surviving, not even really.
He doesn't like getting hit.
Nah, you don't like getting hit, man. But yeah, JB.
Yeah, I'm not like high on Zach Reese, to be honest with you. Like, I don't think his jiu-jitsu is as good as people make it out to be. He's got like 2 subs on record. He goes for them, but like, you just think he's kind of a guard player. It could get a triangle, but like, he didn't even have the triangle locked in against Brundage, and he got slammed like on his head. Like, that was kind of embarrassing, low key. And like, I just don't trust the guy. I've seen him get ground and pounded viciously. Like, he was out cold in that Bakoev one, so I don't know what his chin's like. Dusko really didn't test it. Medina didn't test it. You know, I think he slows down as the fight goes, but there's nothing appealing on the Dumas side to me besides maybe he could clip him. Like, his reactions to the strikes are poor. Like, I do think he was up against it with Oleg Jacek, but like, just the way he's like completely flinching and bad reactions, I think Reese will take advantage of that. Big body kicks. He does have power, I think, but you know, I think his only UFC KO, if I'm not mistaken, Reese, is Julian Marquez, and we've seen what that guy's been since. So like, maybe he isn't the craziest power puncher, and maybe Dumas does clip him. So I'll probably avoid that Reese bet personally. I understand the sub upside just because Dumas, you know, could put his head in a bad situation, maybe get guillotined, but Reese didn't submit, you know, Medina, and I think that guy's pretty poor jiu-jitsu. So
Yeah.
I gotta just fade this fight completely. Like, it kind of feels like a dog or pass for me, to be honest. But I hate Dumas. Like, I just nothing appealing about him whatsoever. I think he's looked a lot worse since he came into the UFC. Probably just not taking it serious, like you said. So fuck this fight. Not gonna get my money.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, betting on Dumas is kind of fucked, bro. Like, that's kind of crazy to do that, man. Like, I understand he's a big underdog, but bro, that's a crazy bet, bro. Because like, he's literally just in and out of jail, and you know, got like his Instagram. You know, he's hitting pads with an ankle monitor on. That must hurt his ankle, bro. Like, he's literally kicking the pads with an ankle monitor on. Like, I've never had an ankle monitor on, you know, but I could imagine like kicking the pads with that wouldn't be ideal. I mean, imagine putting money on someone like that. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, even if he wins, if he wins
versus a Zaitar, is that his name? And I was like,
so did I.
I was sweating, bro. Like, he kind of won that off like a random jab knockdown. Like, it's kind of
yeah, and that was before like.
Yeah,
it was 100% clear he was a nutter. Like, I think he's been arrested multiple times since then. He's got zero money now, whereas we didn't know that then. He's outed himself now, and also he's had some bad performances. So it's like, yeah, I don't know.
I kind of like the under 1.5.
Yeah, sorry.
Plus 158.
Yeah.
Seven. I mean, minus 158.
No, minus.
Yeah.
Minus 158. Yeah, I just don't like. I know Reese's chin is like a little suspect. Like a slam and some weird ground and pound, but I don't know if Dumas is like crazy, like dangerous.
I mean, he's never finished anybody in the UFC. Like, he could maybe head kick some.
Yeah, he could head kick, but
maybe.
It's just weird. Like, he was plus 150 to fucking Lord Michal, and now he's plus 200. Like, that was a crazy price, and I think market just knows like this guy's drawn thin to catch a dub, you know.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I mean, the mental part of the game is massive, and we know that, you know, Zachary Reese has that mental edge in this one, bro. Like, I think most people have a mental edge over Cedric Dumas in 2025 specifically. So, yeah, bro.
Yeah. I'm good on this fight. Do you guys want anything?
Yeah, right. Reese money line, right? Reese sub, right? Reese round 1, those 3.
I think that's how it probably goes, honestly. So I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I understand not being high on Reese. It's good to have some disagreement anyway.
Yeah. I could just see like Dumas eating one clean shot and just like
and the fight's over. Like, he might just not even want to fucking fight anymore.
This is a Montserrat Rendon bet to lose type spot for me. You know, it's like I'm betting on someone who I know will lose, you know?
Yeah. I just like the sub, I don't know. Like, I see a lot of people on it, and I'm like, just don't think the guy's jiu-jitsu. But it might not need to be. It might
What's
not.
the KO? Oh, 135. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, if
Nah,
you
it's
fade in
way
that
too
price, like
sub, bro.
he's got a couple subs in the, but just not at the UFC yet.
I'd rather sub.
Yeah, at those prices, like I'm not confident enough to KO is way more likely.
He subbed that Jew on the contender.
Yeah, that was it was like an armbar, right? From
Yeah, one of the dookiest arm. He'd probably fucking submit the shit out of me, but like, I just don't know.
He's just
like,
yeah, he's just athletic, but it's just
Right.
weird. Like Dumas, you'd think like he's good, like he's big, he's athletic, but he's not that athletic and dangerous.
I don't think he has like a bad chin, to be honest. Like Michelle didn't put him out, and neither did Assault, bro. They cracked him hard, and they put people unconscious, but he didn't do that to Dumas. He just kind of quit. So I could imagine him getting hurt and then jumping into a guillotine on purpose or something.
Yeah, and like Frem, that's what happened. He kind of got cracked, and then
yeah, club.
I don't think he has a bad chin. He's just like doesn't like getting hit, which is fair enough. I would react the same way, but like at least Reese is going for it, getting put out. That's different.
Not got a bad chin. He's got a bad thing that's above the chin. Bad thing in there, bro. That I don't know if that's fixable at this point in time, but we'll see, man. Jesus Aguilar versus Luis Gurule. Yeah, Luis Gurule kind of dropped the ball in his last fight, but Ode's gone on to do some good things. I mean, one good thing, which was, go a 50-50 fight with Steve Erceg. Yeah. So that's kind of impressive, to be honest. Gurule was kind of doing well. He was doing all right, up until the knockout. It was his UFC debut. I just don't understand the price tag here, really. I mean, I kind of feel like stylistically the price tag makes sense, but at the end of the day, man, Gurule is older than Jesus Aguilar. He's got less UFC experience than Jesus Aguilar. He's got no wins in the UFC. Aguilar has multiple wins in the UFC. And Gurule is coming off his first loss of his career, and Gurule is coming off a brutal knockout. So, like, all of those things together, I can't be playing Gurule at minus 220s and stuff like that. Like, that's ridiculous. But I do feel like he should win the fight. I just don't have a strong read on it overall. I think the line could potentially be a bit closer, just based on, all of those things outside of purely I'm, a better striker than you or whatever it is. But yeah, it's always hard to cap those things because I do think Lewis covers stylistically, but everything else is just kind of a bit of a negative, and he's just unproven, and he might just like lose his UFC fights. I don't know. And the Contender Series fight against Nick Piccinini was a 50-50 fight. It's like, I don't know. He's just not really too proven to me, but I do think he's got a good skill set.
My fault. Did you see Piccinini's last fight?
No.
I heard that shit though.
That shit was crazy, bro. He was fighting some dude, and it was just like a 5-round war, bro. It was really funny.
He was like minus 2,000.
I know. It was a funny
Did
fight.
He win?
It was a split.
Did he win?
Oh, I heard he won.
That. Oh, damn. A split decision 5-round win as a minus 2,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, Piccinini, I don't know if he's as good as we were.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that was the best Gurule looked, and he's just like a nightmare matchup for Piccinini.
Yeah, tough dude gets up. I do think Aguilar could kind of be Gilly or bust here. Maybe that's just the way you look to play it.
No, he could crack him on the feet. He has power. He has power.
He swings, bro.
Plus 1,000 for the KO. Let's get it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's a good striker, but he definitely I just
feel like if he hurts him, like Gurule probably shoot. I don't think he's as hard of a puncher as like Ode, but could just have like no chin. Gurule. Yeah,
Aguilar's just tough.
Right.
He's just tough, and he could probably crack him just being tough and just like landing something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would say definitely. Guillotine's going to be the most likely path to victory in all of his fights. He's not a very good fighter. He doesn't have really a good skill set in general, but he swings very hard. He's very tough. He's very durable. He's got good cardio. He's got a great guillotine. He's got some top time upside, especially if he can threaten with the guillotine. And, he's just going to survive and throw heavy lever. That's kind of what he does. But he's got shitty fight IQ, and he doesn't really have much else in the way of like an overall skill set to win minutes, But yeah. What about you, Zar? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think like Gurule is going to finish him or like dominate him, so I can't lay the chalk.
Yeah.
Aguilar, he's got cardio, durability, like he wants it, like he's a hustler, like, and he has a gilly, which is kind of just like an I win button. I'm taking that phrase from you, James, but dude, he like in his last fight, that guy was supposed to like grapple the shit out of him. He was a big favorite. He just gillied him. Like, he does have a nasty gilly. I don't know if he gets it here, but you have that, like, that's a solid chunk of just win equity right there. Like the gilly, like, even if you only think it's 10% or 15%, that's something. And then, yeah, I think this probably goes a distance. Gurule is the better striker. I don't think Aguilar is going to be able to grapple him. That's for sure. I think Gurule could take him down. But on the feet, Gurule is the better striker. But reason, like, I liked Ode versus Gurule because Gurule is not super dangerous on the feet, and he has a lot of like close rounds on the regional scene where, he is not separating. So he's a good striker, but he's not like separating against everyone like some really good strikers. So Aguilar can just make it close by just exploding, throwing big punches. The judges, they don't see if it lands clean. He just goes for it. So I could see it being a close decision or an Aguilar gilly. So I can't lay the chalk, even though I think Gurule will, win a decision here. He's probably the minute winner on the feet, better striker. I think he can decide where the fight is because he's hard to grapple. And dude, he took Ode down like in the first round. He kind of just like bitched him, like got the body lock and slammed him, which we saw Urseg, struggle to do. I know Ode's maybe he's getting better. Ode's getting better. Maybe Urseg isn't, as physical as Gurule, but that was a pretty easy takedown. He kind of rode out top position. So I could see like a 30-27 just grappling for Gurule, but I don't know. I can't lay the chalk.
JB, you kind of half went, not really.
Oh, I mean, I agree with a lot of your points there. Like, it could be an interesting fight where if, he's getting Gurule's feeling pressured, especially after being knocked out. I could see him taking really like far out takedown attempts. He's got to worry about the guillotine here. So I do think that's Aguilar's main path to victory. Maybe he has some equity on the feet. I think Gurule is a pretty solid striker, though. Solid, defense for the most part. I know Ode caught him, but I think Ode's speed, just power. He's a solid fighter. So I like Gurule to get the win here, but maybe I'll look at a sub prop on Aguilar.
Yeah, it's 550. That's not terrible, but
yeah,
could take the money line also, like if I'm gonna bet it, but.
Yeah, what is like Gurule decision? Because I don't see him like finishing Aguilar.
It's shit. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
I mean, I'm guessing that's what they're gonna say. It's the best method.
No, plus 125, 140.
Yeah. Like I could see him
better than minus 225. I think.
Yeah. It's just tough. Like I don't think Aguilar's very good, but he's hard to like dominate unless you're just like wrestle fucking him, which I guess Gurule could definitely do that, but that's not really what he does.
Yeah, he doesn't really do that. But yeah, I don't want to put anything down on this one personally.
Let me see what the sub is looking like.
Plus 600.
It's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah,
I'll probably bet it.
Yeah.
You know me.
Even though I think he loses, like I think that's most of his win equity.
Me too, bro. Like, dude, he's got those really short arms. So just once he gets that like neck, it's ball game.
Like even, I know Gurule is a solid grappler, but
for sure,
so was Stuart Nichols or whatever.
If you go to sleep, like I mean, solid grapplers go to sleep all the time.
Like he did it to what's his name, Suarez. That was impressive.
In round 5 too.
Yeah, like he can get it any round, which is crazy. Like, doesn't seem like you're gilling someone in round 5 and you're like sweaty and gassed, but he did it to Suarez. So like, it's crazy.
Suarez versus Lemos, good fight.
Yo, James, did you see that video of the Philly Karen? She like took the baseball from the. Tell me that don't look like Lemos. What's Lemos doing out here taking balls?
Especially with her new hair, with her gray hair. Yeah, Lemos stealing baseballs from children. We don't want to get banned.
I saw that. Yo, the Gurule sub 2-3. I don't know what the prices are, but Aguilar's gotten subbed twice, and Gurule's not a bad grappler, so that could
I was
be
thinking
nice.
about it too. Like, but
What is the prices?
Yeah.
they're decent. Like, I saw a few times where Gurule got on top, like in the Silva fight. He put him out to sleep with an arm triangle. Yeah. He's very physical. I saw Mendonca get under the chin of Aguilar. He's a very tough guy, but like
2,500 and damn, like
yeah,
those
that's
aren't
on
bad.
Bet Online, so
yeah, you can probably find something crazy.
But you think it's like a cardio thing? Like, why wouldn't you just play the sub?
Yeah, what's the just straight up sub? Sorry to go back to this.
No,
fight,
that's cool. I don't hate it, bro.
Pepe shouted out. Like, I didn't even think about that because
who shouted it out?
Pepe did.
Okay, cool. I mean, dude, like, I don't hate it.
Gurule sub 900. I feel like you just take that. Like, that's not bad. End sub? What's end sub?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Sorry, go into this fight.
No, you're good, bro. Like, I saw the Jacob Silva fight. He got the submission, and I remember my dude Liam talking about interview with Royval where he said, like, this dude is one of the best grapplers like I fought with. Shit, he took down Odie. Yeah. He took down Odie too, and didn't get much out of it. But you know, the thing is with the guillotine is if you go balls to the wall for a guillotine, you get your guard passed. It might be a bad day for you. So. Yeah, I don't hate it.
Maybe I'll look at the end sub, but yeah, onto this fight.
We got Suarez versus Lemos. This is a good fight. Two high-level women's fighters. Both of them fought for the title. Both of them got wrecked by Weili Zhang. But one of them was a massive underdog, and one of them was a favorite. You know, Suarez was meant to be the GOAT, and then obviously she wasn't. You know, she's been through a lot of surgeries. She had cancer back in the day. Lots of knee surgery, shoulder surgery, stuff like that. So I feel like that's taken a toll on her. That was one of the reasons I bet against her with Weili Zhang. And, you know, I think in that fight, it kind of showed that she wasn't who she once was. I feel like if they fight, 5 years ago, she probably beats Weili Zhang. But it wasn't 5 years ago. And I feel like she could have some troubles in this fight. Like, she can make it look very easy. She could potentially just take Lemos down and just sub her. Because Lemos has been subbed a couple of times, been put in some bad submission attempts as well. So she could just sub her easily. But, I think there's a big upside for Lemos to do some damage on the feet here. I mean, she was getting cracked by Weili Zhang, and Lemos hits harder than Weili Zhang, man. I'll tell you that now, bro. Lemos is faster and harder hitter on the feet than Weili Zhang, for sure. And if Lemos is landing the same shots that Weili Zhang landed, Suarez might get dropped, and if you get dropped, the whole fight can change. We know that. Also, the takedown that Suarez got on Weili Zhang was kind of random and lucky, in my opinion. That was in round 1, and it was similar to the Brendan Allen versus Nasruddin Imavov takedown. They just randomly clashed in the middle. They would just kind of had bad footwork and range management, and randomly she was just like transported to a body lock, and then was able to just take her down and got reversed a couple of minutes later and ended up on bottom. So I don't even know if Weili Zhang, I don't even know if Tatiana Suarez is even going to get a takedown in this fight. Like, I don't think it's a guarantee, I feel like she probably will. She was shooting takedowns even in round 5 against Weili Zhang. So the girl's got great cardio after being smashed, by the way, on the feet. And she's going to continue to shoot and shoot and shoot. And the big issue for me, while I don't really love a Lemos play, I hate a Suarez play, but the reason why I don't love a Lemos play is because in every single fight where she faces a grappler, she grapples. I don't know why she does that, but she just always does. Michelle Waterson took her down easily in round 1, and in round 2, she jumps for the guillotine like an idiot. And if she doesn't get the guillotine, she's on round 2, she's on bottom again. And like it's a close fight as a -4, 500 favorite, whatever. That was a pure grappler. Michelle Waterson, she's a karate hottie, but she's the wrestler hottie because she just tries to grapple everyone in the late part of her career. So she grappled with her. In my opinion, that was a dumb move. Verna Jandiroba, she's just continually grappling with Verna. Verna's kind of hard to get off, and she did reverse Verna a couple of times. And the exact same... She stuffed Verna and basically mounted her the exact same way that Weili did it to Suarez. So I don't think that's impossible. I think Lemos has good balance. I think she has poor takedown defense, but very strong and physical and good balance, right? So I think she could just stop Suarez's shots from that. But I think if Suarez, able to like extend the takedowns with technique, like singles and doubles. I think that's where she can get her down. The Mackenzie Dern fight, Suarez, Lemos just grappling with Mackenzie Dern like an idiot. So I think that's what could lose her the fight here. But if she does have a good game plan and she does disengage, I think she can win the fight. I think she can win via decision, knockout. I think she can win via decision or knockout. So yeah, I think Lemos at plus 400 or something is not a bad play. I haven't bet it myself yet. I'm not in love with it, because I'm speaking kind of passionately. I'm just speaking passionately about Suarez. She could come and look terrible here, boys. She looked basically terrible against Weili Zhang. And I think people are going to be like, oh, well, that's Weili Zhang. It doesn't matter. Okay, maybe, but maybe it does. I don't know. Like, she could come here and look like she's not going to start looking better. She's only ever going to look worse, right? So maybe it's because it was Weili Zhang, or maybe it's because she's had 10 surgeries and she's getting older, and she's coming off a title loss. We know a lot of times people underperform off a title loss, and it wasn't just a title loss. It was a bad beatdown, over 5 rounds where she got punched in the head a lot of times, clean shots, She's just tough, so she didn't get knocked out. But a lot of girls would have probably got finished in that fight. So, yeah, that's really it. There was one thing more I was going to say about this one. Oh, that's like, I've been at Extreme Couture a lot over the last couple of months, and every single time I was there was only 2 people that were there every single time I was there. Because I went at random different times, and every single time it was Tatiana Suarez and Patchy Mix. They were the only 2 people that were there basically 24/7 in my eyes. So I know she's fully locked in. She definitely has been training hard and wants to come back here. But at the end of the day, man, your body is your body and your mind is your mind. So I think mentally she's locked in, but physically she might not be. So anyone got a different take on this one? JB, I'm just going to go to toilet, but I can hear you.
Cool. Dude, I think Suarez probably good path to the takedowns here. Lemos not the easiest to take down, but I think once she does settle on her back, she could be kind of easy to keep there. I don't know if it's an auto sub, though, for Suarez if she gets this to the ground necessarily. I could see, Lemos being a survivor here. Suarez's best submission is the guillotine. If she doesn't give up her neck, then it's, going to be hard to get. Just minds her P's and Q's on that one. And who's to say Suarez doesn't shoot for a guillotine, not get it, completely blow her arms out? She got Montella De La Rosa, but there was interesting moments in that fight, so I don't think it's just like a complete blow through for Suarez, but I do think she has a pretty sizable grappling advantage. And if she's not getting put out on the feet, I think she winds up getting the fight there. That being said, I just do think there could be sketch moments on the feet, especially the later the fight goes. Like I said, if she's going for submission attempts, not getting them, I wind up like predicting 30-27, maybe even 29-28 for Suarez type decision. I think, like I said, she could submit Lemos, but I don't think it's guaranteed. Maybe not the best version since he's come back either. Bad loss against Zhang. So, yeah, maybe she's itching to get back there, but I don't really see her getting to the title anytime soon. And Lemos is a motherfucker, man. She could crack hard on the feet. I've seen her. She put out Marina in the 3rd round. She's got big power, drops girls. She's gotten UFC knockdowns. I think she's knocked down, like, more opponents than she's not knocked down. So could be some sketch moments on the feet. Maybe I'll look for like the Lemos KO, Lemos round 3. I think she could get it late. Like I could see Suarez dominating for 2 rounds, and then she just can't get the fight to the ground on the 3rd round, and that's when Lemos, like, I don't know. I think Suarez might be kind of drawing dead at that point on the feet with the power that Lemos has. So it's an interesting fight. I do see a lot of top time for Suarez. I do think she's, hard to put away, but man, I don't think she's fought a power puncher like this. So a lot of questions for me. Makes me want to play the dog. Like I said, I like the round 3 prop. I think that could be super sneaky too.
Zo?
Yeah. I think Lemos like 375 is like, I think you have to click on that. She's not like the worst grappler ever. She just makes mistakes, which sucks. Like she could definitely just make mistakes here. She's on top of Dern, gets reversed. Like, I don't know why she engages so much. She can stuff a couple takedowns against Verna, end up on top and just not disengage. She survivors Weili got back to her feet a bunch, but like you said, she doesn't have the best takedown defense, but I don't think it, like JB said also, I don't think it's insta sub either. So I think Suarez will take her down. But if this is standing for like even like a little bit, like the speed and the power, like athleticism, I know Lemos is old, but it's like not even close. A few years ago, or not a few years ago, but you know, on Suarez's initial run, she would run through Lemos, but the athleticism is just like clearly different now to where, you know, she's not explosive, she's not fast anymore. She's super skilled, you know, on top with the wrestling, but I just don't get how you could lay like 450 or whatever. Even though I think she wins, I think she, you know, could top timer, find a sub. That's probably the most likely outcome, but I think Lemos 375 isn't bad. I think she could hurt her on the feet, and she's not the worst grappler ever. Obviously, Andrade's sub, you know, standing arm triangle, that's a terrible look, but it's weird. Like, she's old, but I feel like she's kind of getting like better. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. All right. We're all in agreement, I guess. Just too wide on the on the favorite, boys. It's a big line, man.
If it was Pick'em, we'd be like, oh, you know, Suarez. I know she didn't look great, but she's gonna get the grappling going. She's gonna get the dub, and we'd all be betting Suarez. But like, our breakdowns are based on the price.
Yeah, bro. That's a fucked line.
Like, it's just, yeah. Like, okay, maybe she looks minus 1,000, takes her down into subs her, but there's a chance where she just, you know, doesn't look great. The takedowns aren't automatic. The sub isn't automatic. And then she looks like underdog.
Bro, she didn't look amazing against Jessica Andrade, bro.
No. Like, she got on, especially how it's gone for Andrade since then, you know?
Yeah. And I bet her there via sub and everything. And after the fight, I was like, I might fade her in the next fight. And I did. And
yeah. Like
I remember
I slammed her on her return fight versus Montana De La Rosa. I slammed the sub. And like, for the whole time, I was like, I'm stupid. And then she like pulled off that ghillie. Yeah. And I was like, holy luck box. Like, I don't think that's very like repeatable, you know? Like, she was not, you know, there's a lot of clinch. Like, she couldn't really grapple her. It was weird.
Yeah, and she with patchy mix, so she got that good guillotine. She's shown it, but she couldn't get it against Weili Zhang. You know, like she tried it in round 1 against Weili Zhang, and she wasn't close. So it's not like, it's not like insta sub just on anyone. You know, I do think it's good, but like I said, man, I mean, Mackenzie Dern is more dangerous on the mat than Tatiana Suarez, bro. And and she didn't finish. She didn't finish her, so you know, it's not a guaranteed finish at all.
Yeah, that's the main reason. Like, I don't think it's insta sub, like both of you guys are saying. So to lay this price, you have to think it's insta sub in a woman's fight.
Yeah,
especially when Lemos hits like a fucking dude, bro.
That's what I mean. One shot could change the trajectory of the fight, bro.
Yeah,
she could just knock her down early, you know,
or just light up her leg. Like, Dern was kind of cooked like the first round. Like, she got some top time, but she lost that round because her leg was destroyed. And
yeah,
I don't know if it's KO or decision, but
yeah, it's hard to tell.
I think you just go money line. Like, I bet a little bit on 375, and I'm trying to get filled in the exchanges in the like 400s. I think this is, you know, I think she should be like a solid favorite, but this is kind of crazy.
Minus 150 Suarez, minus 160.
I get like more than that just because of like the grappling, but
there,
I don't know.
I wouldn't say that. I don't think much more, bro. Maybe like 180, 190. I wouldn't make her minus 230. I wouldn't make her 70% personally, bro. Like, I personally wouldn't. Obviously, people can do, but yeah, it's a bit fucked up to me. Maybe minus 175, minus 150, bro. Like you said, like honestly, me personally, but we'll see. Could be wrong, innit?
I just wish she just, you know, if she treated the floor as lava, like no, disengage. Oh my god, a slam spot. But
yeah,
I don't know if she's gonna do that.
Yeah, exactly. But that's baked into the line, bro. And more. You know what I mean? Like, because she still beat Mackenzie Dern while engaging into the grappling. And she almost had a knockout, and she won a decision. She almost had a knockout, engaging in the grapple. So she might engage in the grappling and still win. Like it's not a guarantee she's going to lose if she engages in the grappling. That's not a guarantee at all, and it's not even a guarantee she does engage in the grappling. You know?
Yeah, that's a crazy thing to say. Where she engages in the grappling and she could still win, and she's 370.
Yeah, exactly. And she might not even do that. And also, she might just knock her out in round 1. And also, she might just drop her in round 1. And Tatiana Suarez is shooting. I think the reason she engaged in the grappling a lot is because they were good shots, bro. Like, it wasn't that easy to just fucking get away.
True.
You know, like,
she's on top,
I just feel like, yeah, I know. But, like, she got reversed and stuff. I don't think Tatiana Suarez is really gonna like wrestle, so like gonna reverse amazingly with guard and stuff like that. She could, but it's more unlikely. But I just feel like, you know, Suarez could be getting her legs kicked and shooting those shots to where you can't even engage in it because they just touch your leg, you sprawl. You're like, well, you're gone now. It's not like Werner was sticky, bro. Werner was annoying, you know. Like she would try to disengage, but then she would just continue, and then eventually she would be like, all right, fuck it, I'm going to engage, and then she would get reversed. Whereas I don't think Suarez is going to be that persistent, like in terms of closing the distance. She's going to try, but she's not athletic enough. So I don't know. These are very specific sequences, but we don't know how it's going to play out. But
but it's facts. Like I know Dern isn't a great wrestler, but her and Werner are super sticky, and those reversals off the bottom, like I don't know if Suarez has that in the bag, you know.
I don't think so, bro.
Dude, she didn't submit Nina Nunez, bro. That's
it could be a minus EV decision for Suarez, or she could just, you know.
I mean, that's what I predict, but like it's fucking gonna be greasy if that's the case. So like,
I don't think it's into sub, so I had to take it. Call me crazy, but I like that we all see it similar.
Lemos is fucking dangerous on the feet, bro. It only takes one from Lemos, bro.
Big uppercut bro.
She could just kick Suarez in the head, bro. Like honestly, she's very, very, very dangerous on the feet, and people are kind of just discrediting that. Like if she just hits her in round 1, like she does in 60% of her fights, if she just knocks her opponent down in round 1 or lands a massive shot, then the whole trajectory of the fight could change now. And everyone's going to be like, oh, well, she just got hurt early. Well, yeah, she's fighting Amanda Lemos, and she's got bad striking defense, you know? But yeah, we'll see anyway, man. I feel like we went long on that one.
That's an interesting one,
I feel like. Yeah, it is very interesting, especially at the line. I'm going to go quick on this one. I like Pulz a little bit just because I feel like he showed improvements in that Ferrer CM fight that I hadn't seen in his career before, even though I feel like Ziam may have underperformed there. But again, you never really know whether they underperform or the other guy just is, improving. I think Pulz is probably improving. He's kind of young as well. How old is he? Like 30 years old now? Or 28? 28? He's like 28, 29. He's basically between 27 and 31. It's like peak age is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
to
29.
29, yeah, okay. So he's peak age to improve, right? Like this is when you really start coming into your own. And you got to think a lot of these Pulz fights we're watching, he's 25 years old, He's like a kid. Dan Hooker, he was just outmatched, minus 150. Dan Hooker smashed that line, like that was just a stupid line. Yeah. Outside of that, he's performed decent in most of his fights. I feel like Silva's just going to keep getting worse and Pulz is going to keep getting better. So maybe, Pulz is fighting him at the right time because I do think he's a little bit outmatched in power and, experience and all of that stuff. And I think Silva could crack him on the feet. I think Pulz has kind of poor striking defense, but also he reacts bad to shots sometimes, especially when he gets hit to the body. But I don't think we can, those earlier fights when he's 23, 24 years old, I don't think we can really watch them now. I think you have to kind of judge him on the Hooker fight, on which he had Hooker in a tight knee bar as well. I know he got beat up in that fight, but it's not like he had zero moments. The Ziam fight, the Jordan fight. So I feel like I just think he's improving and he might be getting silver at the right time. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Zar?
Yeah, it's a hard one. First of all, like shout out Leo in the chat. He's got me laughing.
Oh shit.
But yeah, I don't know. It's tough because I feel like stylistically Silva's a bad matchup for Puelles, but like you said, he's getting older. Puelles is younger. Seems like he's getting better. Like the ZM fight, he did like his wrestling looked way better than I've ever seen it. But he did get like reversed, and I know ZM's like way better than Silva, but he did get reversed and like lost rounds by getting like ground and pounded, reversed and ground and pounded. Like he just doesn't do a ton of damage. So I don't know if he's going to submit Silva. Like he kind of has the I win button with the leg locks, but I don't know if he's going to submit Silva, and I don't know if he's going to do a ton of damage. So I feel like it's a tough matchup for him. Just like when I think about it, because Silva, he's like athletic, physical, not the easiest to grapple, and he's got power on the feet. And he like Silva struggles with people who can knock him out and put hands on him because he's doesn't have the best chin, doesn't have great defense, and like Puelles isn't really that guy. He's kind of just he has some solid kicks. He kind of doesn't want to exchange. He kind of wants to grapple, but he's not one of those grapplers where he's going to like dominate you for 15 minutes, chain wrestling, top time. He can get a takedown, but he'll go for his things and maybe give up top position going for them. So yeah, it's a tough one for me. I think you just take plus money here. I think Silva KO 475 isn't bad. Like I know Puelles, he's had some like comeback wins, but he also had some fights where he kind of just shuts down, doesn't like getting hit. And I know like the Hooker fight, like that's Hooker, but I don't know. He just couldn't get he didn't get what he wanted, and he kind of just like gave up. I didn't like seeing that, but he is 29, getting better. So yeah, it's tough, but I think Silva KO 475 isn't bad. And I think it's
who's lagging? Is that me or is that Czar?
Yeah, am I lagging?
I didn't see anyone lagging.
Okay. Yeah, I just feel like it's 50-50.
JB, is that Czar or is that me? I think it's me, bro.
I was gonna say I think it might be you because you're like a little delayed.
Yeah. I think
it's just me. You guys carry on.
Okay. I think Silva KO isn't bad. Like Puelles isn't like stylistic matchup that Silva struggles with, like a jiu-jitsu guy with like mid wrestling, not dangerous on the feet. I don't think that's what Silva struggles with. And then I think Puelles struggles with, another decent grappler who's physical with power. So stylistically, I feel like it's tough for Puelles, but where they're at in their careers definitely is way on the Puelles side. So he could, if anyone's like, shows up looking way better than the tape, I feel like it's Puelles. And if someone like shows up as a shell of themselves, I feel like it's Silva. So that's why I feel like it's 50-50.
Yeah, we've seen the signs of it, in the Clay Guida fight, didn't get the guillotine, winds up being an interesting matchup. I do think, the big worry with Joaquim Silva is the takedown defense or his willingness to play jiu-jitsu. I do think, Puelles could get top time off of that, but when he goes for some of these submissions from certain positions and he gets desperate for the jiu-jitsu, that's where I get a little disappointed in him. And, when guys make negative IQ mistakes in the jiu-jitsu versus a guy, Joaquim Silva, who's not that bad, that could wind up making you pay, especially, a guy who, what was the last thing that goes in your career? Your chin could get worse, but he doesn't have to worry about that here, and he still has the power. Like, he might be on the supplements for all we know with the new drug testing program. Like, he drop Draker in his very last fight. Hurt him pretty bad.
Yeah, round 3.
Right. So, I do think he could hurt Puelles here. I could see Puelles even shooting himself into that guillotine. I remember Joaquim Silva on the grappling scene put out Neil Magny with that. He goes for it. Sucks he couldn't get Guida with it, so it's like, nah, he's never going to get Puelles. But he goes for it. If I get like a good 4 number on Joaquim Silva, Neto BJJ by sub, I think Ziam had him in a guillotine.
Hooker too.
What's up?
Hooker had him in a ghillie. He had to like bail.
Oh yeah. He had to roll out of it, right?
Yeah.
And if Joaquim might not just go for the standing ghillie, he might pull guard with it. And who's to say he doesn't submit Puelles? So if you want a crazy bet, if I get like plus 1,000 on the Joaquim sub, I do think it's likely the KO though. So I don't hate where your head's at there, Czar. Yeah, I don't hate it. Plus, like, what is he on the feet? A left body kick, and like, you were trying to say other good things about him, but you couldn't really come up with anything. Like, I agree generally. Like, he fights at a kill cliff though. It could be improvements made. I've seen some people talking about his improved physique, so maybe he just comes in here, bullies, gets the top time. But I think like it's not an insta sub, same as the Suarez fight. He could get a leg lock, but those are like low percentage moves. I want to see guys who are going for guillotines, rear naked chokes, high percentage submissions. You only get leg locks so far on like competition, and when you level up a little bit, it doesn't work anymore. So, yeah, he's the younger fighter, but he may just never not be that good.
I feel that.
All right, boys.
If you want to write anything down? I'm gonna write down that KO.
I like it, bro. I like it. I see the KO too. It was like a better number on the sub earlier in the week. Like I think it was like plus 1,200. I'd have took that, but
Yeah, now it's down to 800, where 1,200 is like way better.
it's a big difference. I agree.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want?
Write down Claudio Pulez money line for me.
That might be the way to play it. Just a KO on the other side.
Yep. Oh,
Jeez,
wow.
this fight sucks.
This fight's a banger.
Fuck, man. Yeah,
$500 for UFC Noche ticket. This is the prelim main event. No, I'm just playing.
Prelim main event. Yeah, I don't know what to say, man. I think that Dusko's just can grapple him whenever he wants, to be honest. So that's really my take of the fight. You know, I've seen Medina get taken down and look like a bum. And I've seen Dusko take fighters down and, you know, make them look like bums if they are. So I just don't really, I don't know. I guess Medina could maybe like get Dusko gassed out, you know, from beating him and then take over late. I don't know. He walks forward, I guess. I don't really have anything else to say about what he could do. I don't really know. I think Dusko's going to take him down and could probably finish him from top position. But he could decision him as well. So, yeah, grappling clinic from Dusko Tudorovic. But I don't know. He might be washed, isn't it? He looks kind of terrible lately. So, obviously, weird stuff can happen. If you're washed, weird stuff can happen. So, I don't know. But, yeah, what do you guys think, JB?
Yeah, it's just a fucking gross fight, bro, to be honest with you. Like, if I'm going to look to play it, I'm going to look to go upside. Sub is the biggest number. I think that's probably his easiest path to victory. Could ground and pound him, but, like, you choke a guy out like Medina, in my opinion. We've seen sub on the regional scene by guys who probably aren't that good. I'll tell you, they just straight up aren't that good. So, yeah, I think Tudorovic by sub. We're seeing it taking a little bit of action on Bet Online. I think that's sharp. I think, you know, they just know the grappling. Like, when was the last time? I don't even think Dusko has a UFC sub, but it's just the advantage in the matchup for him. I think he probably gets his first UFC sub here.
Yeah. I just, like, Medina, like, even if Dusko's gas, like, he's not, like, dangerous. Like, what's he going to do? Like, I don't know if he can steal the last 2 rounds. I don't know if he can, like, I know Dusko's been finished, but, dude, the guys who's been finished by are Abdul Malik, Chidi, Puna, RoboCop couldn't put him out. Like, Medina, all he's got is durability. Like, he's not dangerous. So even if you gas out, like, is he going to put you away, you know?
That's the only way he wins the fight is if Dusko just completely, like, he pulls a, what's that guy from this weekend? From the Contender Series.
What was his name? He fought
Franco?
Freddie, dude. Freddie's a goat.
Yeah, Freddie Vidal. But who's the guy he fought? That guy fucking just, he didn't even want to be there, bro. He wanted to be anywhere but that octagon in the third round.
Dude, like, in round 2 of that fight, I was like, oh, like, you know, Freddie's looking tired. I think this other guy might dog it out. And then it was, that was just a hilarious fight. But, yeah, I don't know how Medina wins. Like, does he steal the last 2 rounds? I don't think Dusko is, like, a death gasser. Like, he slows down. But I still think Dusko gassed out can get takedowns. So I get why he's a big favorite. Like, I know it sounds gross. Dusko, huge favorite. But, like, how does Medina win? You know, we haven't seen him, like, win a round or have a big moment. So how does he win?
Yeah, I agree, bro. Can you put the Dusko ITD? Can you put Dusko Moneyline? Can you put yeah, that's it, just those two.
I'll take the sub, bro. Plus 500. I think that's like his easiest path to victory, bro. And they're giving you the best number on it.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Am I crazy?
He doesn't he just kind of prefers the ground and pound heavily, you know.
He has he could definitely do it, but
they might just
really
not
good
stop
ground
it,
and pound.
The ref might be like, "Yo, it's Medina. I'm gonna give him a chance because the crowd's in on it." He's just
like really good ground and pound, and it's hard to like see Medina getting like ground and pounded because he just won't quit. Yeah, so I can see it, bro.
Could just be bad position though. Like you just can't
like
get out.
Free RNC, you know.
Yeah, I can see ground and pound too, though. I get it.
He's just like that's one thing like Dusko has. It's like if he mounts you, he has like good ground and pound, but
yeah, he definitely does. He's not that bad.
Would you want Dusko money line?
He's been fighting some good people, bro.
Yeah, Dusko money line, yeah.
You guys want that too?
Yeah.
Should be minus 2,000, isn't
it? I don't know, man. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, I have no money on this fight. It's just like I was thinking earlier in the week, the GGD is only minus 125. Like, is he really going to finish Medina? But it just could be a skill gap on the mat, so I'm cool.
Could easily be a finish, bro.
Yeah.
He might just finish himself. His knee just completely went when he fought.
Dude.
You know, I could see. Yeah, I don't know, but Dusko's, yeah. He's an interesting guy. Hernandez versus Ferreira. Kind of like Ferreira a little bit, man. He's getting old though, but I feel like he probably can land. He could probably hurt Hernandez more than Hernandez can hurt him, or at least it's even. You know, Hernandez probably got a bit more power athletic, but Ferreira has power as well, and you know he's more durable. So I don't know. I feel like that's kind of even on who will knock each other out in round one, to be honest. And then outside of that, what does Hernandez have, bro? Like, I don't think Hernandez is that great. You know, like I think he's always fighting to slim margins unless he knocks you out in round one. I thought Chase Hooper was 50-50 on the feet with him. I watched it live with Czar, you know, and we was like, Hernandez looks kind of shit, like on the feet. Like he wasn't really doing anything, you know, nothing was really happening. And then he landed like two big shots, you know, one of them knocked out Chase, but I'm not really a big believer in him, man. I mean, that Jim Miller fight, you know, is getting his back taken in round 3, bro. The Kurt Holliver fight, Kurt was walking him down, landing him, outstriking him easily in round 2. It's like round 2 and round 3, this guy just looks like a completely different human than he does in round 1. And Ferreira's had some bad performances, some weird performances as well, like that Gamrot one. I don't even know why he just quit in that one. And then obviously death gassed against the Fisherman, you know, whatever that guy's name, Gregor Gillespie. And then Michael Johnson was beating him up. And then, you know, Grant Dawson ran through him. I don't know. So he's had some poor performances as well. Just like, even if he wasn't going to beat those guys, the way he lost sometimes was a little bit strange. But I kind of like Diego here. He's a way better grappler. He could probably just submit Hernandez. If he gets on top, he could probably... could be the round, bro. Like, if he gets on top in round 2 and round 3, it could be the fight all around. You know, I imagine Diego Ferreira could just keep top position for, like, multiple minutes doing heavy damage on Alexander Hernandez in round 2 or round 3. So, yeah, I got Ferreira here. What do you guys think?
I think you got to make Ferrer work to really get him tired. You know, it's the really heavy grappling exchanges where he's forced to scramble, where he's maybe not the better grappler, but I don't think that's the case here. Diego been competing on the BJJ scene for years. You know, back in the day, he was known as a grappler. You know, I think where he really made his breakout performance was against Anthony Pettis. That's where I first really was put on to this guy. You know, it was a big win for his career, and then he started to become a bit of a more household name, but absolute Texas legend in Diego Ferreira. I'll definitely be rooting for the guy. Worries on his side is, you know, 40 years old. Where's the durability at? It's a really late age to be fighting at this weight class. So, you know, who's going to be making the improvements? Is it Hernandez or is it Ferreira? And in my opinion, you know, it's nobody but Fernandez here. Training at elevation, you know, the new cam might have given him some good life. I think his cardio is a lot better at 155. The scrambles is where I think this fight could get greasy. Hernandez could get up 1 or 2 times, I think, could make Diego tired. But Diego necessarily don't have to wrestle here. It could just wind up on the ground, randomly, or he hurts for Hernandez. Hernandez don't have the wrestling here to rely on because he's going to have to fall into the jiu-jitsu game of Ferreira. I think both guys could hurt each other on the feet, though. Hernandez, for what he doesn't lack in like the technical abilities, he does have big power. But Hooper maybe not the best striking defense in the world, so you're able to get away with stuff like that. Ferreira still kind of got the speed for his age. Really quick darting in and out movement. Good kicks. He's not worried about throwing the kicks because if you take him down, you're in his world. So I think he has a lot of advantages in this fight besides the age, and I think that's probably just baked into the line at this point. So yeah, I'll be rooting for Ferreira, a guy who's fought at 70 before. I do think 155 suits him a bit better, but it's just the age, and doesn't mean he can't win the fight because he's done it before. That fight versus Rebecca, absolute fucking banger of a war. We've seen Rebecca go to war a few times, but he took his soul in that fight, man. So the guy's willing to go to hell. He's willing to go to the depths, and I don't know if Alexander Hernandez I could say the same for, and I think he's just a little bit out techniqued here. So pretty good line on Diego Ferrer here, and maybe Hernandez from San Antonio, he might get the pop, but at the end of the day, Diego Ferrer, he never fucking left Texas, so shout out to him, and he's decided.
Yeah, and this is a big step down for Carlos, bro. Like he'd been fighting Rebecca, Brian Dawson, Gamrot, Benil Dariush, Gregor Gillespie. Michael Johnson's the only one in his last 7
Michael
fights.
Johnson just fucking,
Michael Johnson is on. Michael Johnson and Alexander Hernandez are, they're on the same level, and that's the only one in the last 7 fights that he's had on that level, and he knocked him out. So yeah, I don't know. This is a big step down in competition for Diego Ferreira, and it's probably a step up in competition for Alexander Hernandez. Chase Hooper, Kurt Holloway, these guys are a level below Diego Ferreira. So I think that could be a big thing as well. It's a big step up for Alex, and it's a big step down for Diego. Zar, what do you think?
Bro, yeah, exactly what you're saying. I know CDF is getting older. He could fall off a cliff. He could age overnight. But outside of footwork and maybe athleticism and one punch power, I think he's better everywhere. I think he's the better striker. I don't know. People sleep on him, and I think he's the way better grappler. And dude, if this Hooper fight didn't happen, I feel like he would be the clear favorite. When he was plus money CDF in this fight, I bet him pretty big. I feel like he should be the favorite. Before the Hooper fight, bro, the things people were saying about Hernandez were crazy. Holloway was 39, no takedown defense, had him shooting for his life, tagging him, shooting for his life. Dude, if you're getting tagged up, you can't shoot for your life against CDF, bro. That's Holloway's another old guy who's, a decent striker. But, dude, Holloway and CDF are not the same. And, losing a clear 30-27 to Bill Algeo, who has durability issues and is now retired. Damon Jackson, who is durability issues and at 145.
Right.
Diego Ferreira, he could have durability issues. He could definitely get put out round 1, but it's definitely a guess because the last person to do it is Dustin Poirier. He's in the tape we've seen, he doesn't have durability issues, and it could pop up here. He's getting older, but bro, I think, like James, you were saying, it's pretty equal. He could hurt Hernandez on the feet. Yeah. If Hernandez isn't icing you in round 1, he's a slim margin split decision. He iced, I know he got Dariush, that was his best win. He iced Hooper, Grutzmacher, I don't even know how to say his name, and Breeden. Those are super slow, hittable guys. And then, he's a split decision to Holloway. I thought he lost on damage. Got bailed out with the takedowns, which is not going to be here. The Hubbard fight, I thought he won that, but dude, Hubbard and Ferreira are not on the same level. So, like you guys are saying, this is a step up for Hernandez, step down for Ferreira. Ferreira's been fighting killers, and he loses to like good grapplers like Gamrot, Dawson, Gillespie, and yeah, it's crazy. Like the Gamrot fight, he was looking like he was about to fraud check Gamrot, and then he got kneed in the body and he broke his rib. Like it's brutal, but yeah, I think Hernandez, have footwork. Maybe round one, I think that's going to be competitive. I don't know if Ferrer's going to be able to grapple him because Hernandez, solid footwork early, good takedown defense, but I feel like that's going to be the best for Hernandez. And then round two, round three, I think CDF could get the grappling going. I think he's the better striker, so I think he should be the favorite. And maybe the ITD 2-3 CDF that doesn't go -115. I don't think that's bad either.
Talking my language, bro.
Yeah, I mean, easy takedowns for Hernandez.
Bro, what are you on, dog?
Hey, yo, my dude, shout out to you. I'm sure you're a cool dude, but you are tripping, my guy.
I mean,
bro, I want them to grapple. Please shoot on CDF.
Right. He could probably get a takedown. I ain't saying
please do it.
Just like, why would he? Yeah.
It's not Grant Dawson, bro. It's not Grant Dawson. Grant Dawson's one of the best fighters in the lightweight division, bro.
Facts.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of recency bias, dude.
Yeah, because of the big knockout. He just got one. CDF, older fighter. I think he, people might be
plus 300 to Hooper. Now he was the favorite versus CDF. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. I don't think it's changed that much. Like he might be more patient, but in terms of his actual abilities in round 2 and round 3, I don't think it changes that much. I mean, he's always in 50-50 fights or losing in round 2 or round 3, and that's never changed, What round 2 or round 3 wasn't extremely close or sketch, or every single one was. Holloway one was, Austin Hubbard one was, Jim Miller one was. They're all recent fights, and they're all pretty sweaty in round 2 and round 3, even if he's winning or not. So I don't think it'll ever change that.
And those guys are not on the level of like Pereira. Like
no, it's just the age. That's literally
it,
bro.
If he that's the only thing I'm scared of is like, it's something we haven't seen on tape. He ages overnight and he gets iced. But even if there's a chance he gets iced in round 1, I feel like this is a solid price. Like I think he's the better striker, better grappler.
Yeah, it's literally just like how washed is he, man? That's really what it is. Because obviously, like Diego Ferrer in his prime probably goes through Alexander Hernandez via submission. But I just don't know where he's at. But we're gonna find out, innit?
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we're all like Ferreira. Do we like Ferreira ITD or I mean probably?
I don't think it's bad.
Ferreira 2-3, right?
Yeah, I definitely like that.
Submission or to be honest, KO is live.
Yeah, KO.
Great. Moicano had him.
Yeah. I don't know. He hasn't been like that's the only time he's getting subbed, and CDF has a lot of like TKOs where he just like breaks dudes. Like I know the Rebecca fight, it wasn't like super recent, but it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
I'm looking at
That's the wrong fight.
Sorry about that, guys. I had to get up and stretch, bro. My back be killing me.
All good. I think the ITD like 250, 275. I don't hate that, dude.
Yeah, let's do the ladder, bro. Let's ladder up my guy Ferreira, bro. ITD. Run it with the fight doesn't go. Run it with CDF 2-3. And I don't need a method because I think you can get it done either way.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the doesn't go? I have that written down in my notes because, like we said, Hernandez big chances like a round 1 KO.
Yeah. I like it. I looked at it as well.
Yeah.
A few sharps that like it.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'll take it doesn't
if
go.
He's not washed, I think he should be a solid favorite, dude.
Can you write 2-3?
Oh, we getting crazy now.
Oh, yeah.
This is what we used to do.
Dude, 2-3 is like.
What is 2-3?
FanDuel has 1,000 on round 2.
I'm driving to Louisiana.
That's
tomorrow.
Crazy.
That's a bet.
Wow.
I'll write down like a reasonable average.
Shout out FanDuel.
I know the limits are tiny. Please don't nuke it, guys. Let's let it marinate, please.
I gave up with that shit a long time ago, man. Don't nuke it. Don't do this. Don't
People are going to do it anyways. Like, I don't even know why I say it.
Bro, like honestly, around 5 years ago, I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna get annoyed with these guys who hit the openers, who like it is what it is, part of the game, bro.
Right?
Part of
Yeah.
the game.
No, like with smaller units, like get your money, bro. So I was just asking to be nice, but bro, get your money.
Yeah, man. Part of the game, bro. Santiago Luna, lockable character, unlockable character versus Quang Lee. Man, this is a big spot on your UFC debut to open up the fucking main card against a pretty good fighter in Quang Lee. But Santiago looks kind of legit to me, boys. I don't know about you, but he looks pretty legit, man. He seems so much better than his, fights 2 years ago. If you go back and look at his only decision where he fought that dude, I can't remember the guy's name. His striking is not looking good in that fight, bro. Like he gets caught with a massive shot in round 2.
The Russian dude, right?
I don't think he was Russian. I think he
Was
was like
an amateur decision.
like Jonathan something. I don't know. Yeah, it's an
Okay.
amateur decision. Might have been Russian. I don't think he was though.
He
Oh no,
fought
you're
the
talking
Russ
about
guy recently.
you're talking about Badayev, right? No, that's not him.
Right. Yeah, that was the one I was thinking of.
That was a good fight as well. But no, in that amateur fight, he got hit with a big shot, but bro, he ate that shot like crazy. So I think he's got a legit chin because that was like a knockout blow, and then he got grapple fucked after he got smashed on the ground and that. But outside of that, or from that fight, and his striking now is way better. Like his striking is way cleaner. He was like 18 there, roughly. Yeah. He's like 21 now, and the improvements in 3 years have been legit, and I've seen them. The only thing I'd like from him is to get much better control and jiu-jitsu because his wrestling is really good. He's got crazy credential wrestling background. I don't know specifically, but I mean, every single fight, the commentators are like, yeah, this guy's Olympic wrestling, like all of that. I don't think he actually fought in the Olympics, but I think maybe he was on the team or some shit, whatever. They say that. But this guy's a legit wrestler. You see it on tape. It's just his jiu-jitsu's lacking, his striking's lacking, but he's 21 and improving. So I feel like he's going to beat Quang Lee. Quang Lee's a good fighter, man. It's not easy to take. Like, this is not an easy fight for Santiago Luna. I think if he wins, it's probably going to be close. But I've seen Quang Lee, knocked out. Zhao Long did it in round 3. So I feel like Santiago Luna, with the power he has in his hands and the improvements in the striking, I think he can ice him. I mean, he knocked out that Desmond guy with a shot that shouldn't have really knocked you out. So I think he's got good power in his hands. And like I said, he's getting better. It's funny because both of these guys like to do the same thing. They like to wrestle and drown their opponents with repeated takedowns and stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see because the fight might just be a stand-up fight because both of them like to wrestle. So I'm very interested in this fight. I think Santiago could be legit. And so for that reason, I'll pick him. But it's not an easy fight to take on your UFC debut. Zar?
Yeah. I think he could definitely be like a legit prospect, bro. Like, it's just tough when he's 21. But yeah, I have that in my notes. Like, both guys, if you watch Luna's earlier tape, like, he's kind of just like shooting off the rip. He just wants to grapple. And Quang Lee, will grapple too. So I don't know. I think they might cancel out. And I think it's going to be a striking fight where I feel like Luna is a little bit more dangerous, maybe a little bit more durable, younger. And Quang Lee, though, he isn't like, he's older, but he is in his prime, a lot more experienced. I think he's like the more versatile striker. I think Luna's mostly hands, where he's gotten a lot better with the boxing. He's looking sharp, a lot of power with Luna. So I think he can hurt Quang Lee. So I was looking at Luna, like ITD or KO, but it is tough. Like, he's 21, UFC debut on Noche, main card. Obviously, the UFC wants him to win. They're putting him on the main card. But like, Quang Lee's been here before. I think he's like 33. He's got a lot more experience, but Quang Lee is one of these guys where he only got signed because he was like a short notice replacement. Like, it wasn't a contender series guy where they're like behind him. He was kind of like a fill-in. So Luna is definitely the opposite of that, where they're trying to get on him early. He has that wrestling background. He's got some knockouts recently. Exciting, young, athletic. Like, I feel like he's way more athletic than Quang Lee. It just might be too much too soon, where Quang Lee is more skilled, more experienced, but I don't know. I don't know if Quang has the best chin. I know he's been knocked out a couple times. The amateurs got knocked out by Zhao Long. He's a little hittable. but he is pretty, well-rounded and skilled. So this isn't the easiest UFC debut, but I think Luna could be a solid prospect. So I think he probably catches him.
Yeah, it's weird. Like 21 versus 33. You usually, obviously, with the age advantages, you usually favor the younger guy. But in that scenario, you have to favor the 33-year-old.
Yeah,
probably a negative.
Prime. 33 is prime.
And yeah, Luna's like, bro, he's nothing right now. I mean, he makes big mistakes. I'll tell you that. It's just, I think talent-wise, he could be really good. JB, what do you think about this fight?
Yeah, it's just tough at chalk now. Like, I think Luna could be the goods, but we just don't know against competition. Not that Quengley's the craziest level of competition, but he's got a couple UFC fights under his belt. It's going to be another spot with Alice Pereira, where this is just a big step up. He's the border boy, so the crowd will be behind him, bro. That's a crazy nickname, by the way. But I'll have to film Quengley a little bit more. I've just been late to it, bro. I do think he's got good power. I've seen on the regional scene his few knockouts. So I saw his KO prop was plus 900. The few fights I watched of Luna, I do think he could be hit. I've seen him dropped, hurt. So it's not impossible. But I'll have to do more film on it. Like I said, Luna, watched him, super athletic, good power, improved striking, young. So he's going to be getting better every single fight. But it's just not one I have the most data on. So I haven't placed any bets on it yet.
Nice. You can write down Luna for me. Fuck it. We'll have to take some swings somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
He could be super durable as well. Speaking about the durability advantage,
right?
He could be really durable.
He's 21. He's taking no damage whatsoever.
We know that Quang is not the most durable, and so we know that for a fact.
You think club and sub live for Luna? I saw his record. He's got a ton of fucking subs, bro.
Yeah, early he was just hunting the sub, he just shot off the rip and RNC and dudes. I think they're both RNC specialists. They've both got a ton of them.
That's their game. Shout out Quang Lee for catching us.
I don't think he's that good, bro. At jiu-jitsu, he's very raw in the jiu-jitsu. He could do it though, because he's getting way better. But I think a lot of those fights, the opponents were getting up off bottom a lot, bro, a lot.
Yeah, and they're Mexican regional guys, and then when he fought a little bit better comp, he was just boxing. So
yeah, he basically can't keep you on the ground, bro. Well, once he takes you down. But if he takes the back, obviously he's fast, athletic and stuff.
Right.
He was just crazy athletic and physical, ripped into the ground and RNC'd him, and they were just kind of bums.
Yeah.
But I do I don't know if he has bad, his cardio seems decent. That fight with the Russian guy, second to last fight,
cardio.
He had to, defend some takedowns, and he kind of broke the guy. So that was kind of good.
Yeah. Seems like he's got good cardio.
Yeah. Anything else? Do you want KO?
No.
I'm good.
Cool.
No, I think it'd likely be a decision for Luna, or a round one crazy start. Now he's a superstar type thing.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. So next fight is Gastelum Stoltzfus. I think Gastelum just better, but obviously I don't like him being up at 185. I just don't think, that's really his weight class. But he always looks way smaller than his opponents. In the grappling, it's clear that he's smaller. Even power wise, Jared Cannonier and Pfeiffer, these guys they got too much power for him. Stoltzfus has some grappling upside, but after him, he lost position to Ruzabayev so many times and rushed the grappling there. I can't say he's going to fucking grapple Kelvin Gastelum, bro. It's impossible for me to say that. I think he can get some top time though, but I don't know. I don't think it will translate into an actual win. I think Kelvin can knock him out on the feet. I think Kelvin could outpoint him. Stoltzfus is very hittable on the feet. He's got a very good chin, but he's very hittable, man. So yeah, he's probably going to get iced at some point in the future. So I like Kelvin to win this one. Can get his own grappling going. He's a better striker. Can knock him out on the feet. Can outpoint him. Yeah, Kelvin, I guess, unless he gets grappled. But I don't think Dustin can grapple for 15, to be honest. So yeah, that's really what it comes down to. JB?
Yeah, definitely more ways to win for Gastelum. The thing is, he's probably a natural 170er. Dustin Stoltzfus pretty big for the weight class, physical. Not the best striker in the world, but does have power. Not that Gastelum's like you have to worry about that with him, but we have seen him hurt. We've seen him take to the depths of hell with Israel Adesanya, and I don't know, he might have not been the same since that fight, bro. Because it's interesting, and I remember watching the last time he was in Austin, Texas. Bro got outed bad by Sean Brady, albeit extremely high level grappler. It took him until round 3 to get the sub, but he's one of those control grapplers that'll like to cook you. Stoltzfus, pretty dangerous with the subs. He's going for knee bars. He is a black belt in BJJ, really big. So I looked at the Stoltzfus side personally, just because I think he does have top time upside. And I like the sub at plus 1,300. I think that's a crazy number. I might just take the sub, honestly, truth be told, because Gastelum, I think he has 3 losses by sub, if I'm not mistaken. The Weidman one I remember. And then I think it was Sean Brady. And I remember this old school video of him back in the day. It was so funny, bro. Like, I got to watch this video, and it's like Kelvin Gastelum. He's a 10th planet jiu-jitsu black belt. So he's going to name his top 5 favorite submissions. And then it was like a Von Flue choke. He'd be like, this guillotine choke here. And then he's like, the Peruvian night tie. I'm going to have to go find it. If you guys go look up, like, Kelvin Gastelum names his top 5 submissions, it's the funniest video ever. Because like my man Liam would say, this guy doesn't know a wrist lock from a wrist watch. Bro is completely cooked. So I don't know if he's actually even training jiu-jitsu, bro. Like, pretty solid takedown defense for the most part. Like, Stoltzfus not the best grappler, but just like a big low kick. Gastelum slips. Stoltzfus on top, big boy. Like, I know you said he made a few mistakes in the grappling versus Rusabov, but it was like, I think he had a mounted guillotine, and then he wound up just getting reversed on it. Yeah, it's a kind of bad look, but I remember, another 170er, he dropped Puna in that fight, winds up taking him down, getting the sub. So it's not like this guy can't, win as an underdog. He's done it before. I feel like the market underrates him sometimes. Yeah, Gastelum cool and all, but like, he's just it's a hard one, man. Like, he should win the fight, keep it on the feet, way cleaner striker, good 1-2, solid durability. Stoltzfus can be hurt. Stoltzfus slows down as the fight goes on. But if he winds up on top, I think he's live. So, yeah, the more I'm talking about it, I'll probably just wind up playing the sub plus 1,300. I think that's a good number for a path that we've seen Gastelum finish by before.
Yeah, I just think, like, what's Dustin's path to victory? All right, yeah, random knockout in the middle of the octagon, but basically only can win in the grappling, right? And he probably can't do it for 15. He can't get 2 rounds of grappling, unlikely. So you would lean to like a finish from mount, I guess, and it just seems low percentage. Zar, what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely get the sub play because he like gives up position to go for the subs all the time. Like, he wants that sub, dude. I bet him versus fucking Ruzaboyev, and he could have just top timed and won 2 rounds. He's jumping subs all over the place. Yeah, I do think he is like overall underrated. Like, he has some power. Like, he fucking put MAB to sleep. He's physical. I think physicality is like his best thing. Like, he'll rip you to the ground. Like, he's a solid grappler. He just makes some mistakes. He's always a big underdog. Like, I bet him versus Bruno. He got iced with that spinning back fist, but I thought he was about to start cooking there. So yeah, I kind of like Dustin. He's been knocked out a few times, but I do think he has a good chin, which is like confusing. He's just like super hittable. Even if you have a good chin, it's middleweight. You're gonna get put out. Like, spinning back elbow versus Bruno, a boost kicks you in the face. So I like the over. I played the GTD at 155. Just because I don't think he's finishing Gastelum. I think his only chance is like a sub, which is, like possible, but I think like 75% of the time he's decisioning if he's winning. And then I don't know, Gastelum, he is the better striker. I see him, landing here, but I don't think he finishes him. I think it's at least I'm clearly leaning decision from Gastelum also. So yeah, I like the GTD. I think Gastelum probably wins like a kind of sweaty decision where it's like damage versus control. He's just like, it's just a tough matchup for Stoltzfus because he's not going to like bonk him. He's probably not going to grapple him consistently. So yeah, it's tough. I think Gastelum probably wins the decision. I like GTD.
Nice. We'll write that one down, boys.
Yeah.
Or write down what you want.
Money line, and
I probably won't put anything here.
all right, sounds good. Let me see what the Would you want sub? I definitely don't hate that because he's gonna go for it, bro.
Maybe. No, I'm gonna think about it, bro. Y'all might have convinced me it's a decision, but
Yeah. I just think maybe he could grapple and steal around. I don't know, but yeah, do you want the sub written down or not?
nah, you're good, bro. I'm not gonna play it. I haven't bet it. Probably won't.
Justin.
What's co-main yet or not?
I think Jared Gordon.
Jared Gordon. Yeah. Hammer of the week. Jared Gordon. I just think he's better than Rafa Garcia everywhere. Garcia probably make it close at times because that's what Jared Gordon likes to do and that's what Rafa likes to do. But Jared Gordon's just been fighting at such a higher level, than Rafa Garcia. I feel like he was winning the Bobby Green fight until he got headbutted. I feel like he beat Paddy Pimblett and Nasrat Haqparast, then he knocked out Mark Madsen and Thiago Moises. So, I feel like Madsen and Garcia would probably have a 50-50 fight. Paddy Pimblett probably finish Rafa. Haqparast beat the fuck out of Rafa. Probably would do it again. Moises, probably a 50-50 fight with Rafa. So I just feel like Jared Gordon has just proven himself at a much higher level. The only thing I'm worried about is Rafa Garcia maybe catching Gordon on the chin because Gordon, I feel like, can be a bit chinny, but then sometimes he just go into war and taking big shots off Nasrat and Paddy and never getting hurt. So you also can't just slap him with the chinny take, but it can rear its ugly head. I think Rafa's just going to basically not be able to keep up with the pace and pressure and volume of Jared Gordon. Jared Gordon's much better at jiu-jitsu in my opinion. So I think he can reverse, get on top and whatnot, and probably take him down once or twice himself. So yeah, it's just seems like Jared Gordon might be in his prime for the last 5 years. I don't think he's getting any worse. I don't know if he's getting better. He might be, but I don't think he's getting worse. So yeah, he's a bit old, but Rafa's 31's got a big age advantage. But yeah, I like Gordon. What do you think, JB?
Yeah, it's just a few more fights I need to film on this card. Just get into it throughout the week. I don't have to put out fucking a whole article and all these stuff like you. So I just get to it later in the week, especially if I don't I'm not betting crazy money on these fights, right? So and it's I have a decent feel on both these guys. I think Jared is like you said a little bit better everywhere. Better in the jiu-jitsu. I've seen Rafa, I know it's Grant Dawson, bro, but the TKO win like that, bro, just kind of going to the side, covering up. I didn't like to see that. I didn't like to see the Pichel fight from what I remembered. He just kind of looked old. Whereas Jared on the other trajectory is looking, like you said, career best. He's working with Steven Strangle's people, a guy that I respect on YouTube. He's also a Danaher black belt. Jared Gordon himself a Danaher brown belt. I don't know if people know that about him, but high level jiu-jitsu in Brooklyn, New York, or not Brooklyn, but in the city. I remember him telling stories about going to the blue basement. He'd be off heroin. The guy's gone through it all. You can't doubt a guy like this who beat those things in his career, in his life. Could it be close? Could it be a third? This could be the Gomez fight from last week where it's 30, 27, 29, 28, 29, 28. I could totally see that just because it's enough for Rafa to keep it close, but just get Jared's just better than him everywhere a little bit. I think he finds the top positions. He's been training with Hebavics, like I said, Steven Strangle's people, talking about getting to these top positions, putting the maximum amount of pressure on, finding, very good, smart positions to land ground and pound, recontrol the position, do just enough to win the round. And I think he's just the high IQ fighter, gonna push the pace. And I trust Gordon to get it done here. And he's the hammer of the week, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Bullish. Zah?
Yeah. They look to do the same things, wrestle, box, and I just think Gordon's better. He's fought better competition. I think he's got better cardio. He fights at a higher pace. Yeah, I just don't trust Garcia. Gordon's not having a close fight with Vince Pichel right now at 43 years old. So yeah, I think just Gordon's better than him, and it's tough for me to see him win. Garcia, I guess he's not going to take down Gordon. I don't think he's going to win minutes. He's got a better chin. That's about it. So yeah, I got Gordon by decision.
All right, let's go. We write down Jared Gordon, maybe over, maybe decision, maybe GTD.
Yeah, it was like minus 120 early in the week. I was like, shit, that's a pretty good line. Like, I know he's gotten finishes lately, but
how is that ever minus 120, dude?
Because he got a finish in his last fight. Like,
yeah, I guess.
What was minus 120?
He said the
decision
over?
on Bet Online.
Oh, I thought you said the over. My bad. My bad.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. That'd be super crazy.
Crazy. My bad.
Nah, you're
Hammer of the week.
Yeah, dude, I would like it'd be like 20 units.
Yeah, hammer of the week, bro. Rob Font Martinez, great fight, boys. Great fight. I actually like Martinez here a little bit. Obviously, I liked him better when he wasn't pick'em because he's pick'em now. But I feel like it should be a pick'em fight. Massive step up in competition for David Martinez. But that's why I think it should be a pick'em because I think he's way more durable than Rob Font. I think stylistically he has the dynamic striking needed to catch Rob Font. And if he does, I think Rob Font gets hurt by everybody, at this stage of his career. I think he's 38 years old, and at bantamweight, you're probably only going to get worse from here. I don't think he's going to be doing his thing at 40 years of age. I don't think he's going to be winning all of these type of fights at 40. So it's probably in the last 1 or 2 years, the downtrend is due to come at any point. I even think we've seen it come already, but it's just we're kind of crowded by the Gene Matsumoto fight, who had a 50-50 fight with Miles Johns. So he's kind of shown his level to some degree in Gene Matsumoto. And in my opinion, Gene Matsumoto cleanly beat Rob Font. I think that was a bad decision. I think he lost that fight. And he only won it on some dodgy glove touch, which I still thought he lost the fight anyway. So I think David Martinez is on a similar level, someone like Gene Matsumoto, in my opinion. And I just feel like he's going to land on Rob Font here. I think his footwork is really good. And I think Rob Font is going to have to pressure and close distance. And if he does that, I think he's going to walk onto something big. But yeah, I just feel like it's probably lined correctly now at a pick'em. I'm picking David Martinez to get this one done, though, at a pick'em. Yeah. JB?
Yeah, it's another one. I still have a few fights to watch, but it's really not that hard of a matchup to predict, in my opinion. Like Rob Font, you kind of know what you're going to get with the guy. He's got a good jab. He likes the pressure box. Maybe not the most knockout power, but tell that to Adrian Yanez. You know what I'm saying? So we've seen him stop these prospects before. It's not like, when Rob Font takes on these up-and-comers, it's not like he's getting completely outwashed every time, but he is 38 years old. The durability does come into effect, like whether he's not getting put out completely cold. We've seen him dropped in multiple fights where he's winning entire rounds, and then he's, getting hurt, losing the round. So I think that's a big red flag. I do like that he's working with Faraz Sahabi at TriStar. I think that was a good move for him, getting up there, training with those guys. We saw what Mandel Nala, an older fighter, did recently. And I think, maybe he tries to mix in the grappling, a younger Martinez, but I'll have to look into it more. I don't want to go on a big diatribe on this fight because I just don't have enough info yet on it. I want to sit down, do the film some more. I got 4 or 5 fights left to do it on, but seems like a lot of people are saying Martinez is going to get the knockout here. It's plus 500. So if he's got the power to do it too, I mean, a lot of his wins come via KO. I know it's Simon Oliveira, but he kind of just fucking starched him in the first round. Thought it might have been in 2-3. But he just came out there and fucking ran through him. So if Font's durability is going, yeah, maybe that's live.
Yeah, Zah?
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those fights where, you just take plus money because I think it's 50-50. And it's not one of those fights that I think is going to look 50-50. It's just like a 50-50 chance that, Font, his durability is waning and, he's eating a bunch of leg kicks. And then there's a 50-50 chance he's still, a solid level of Rob Font where he pressures forward and gets the boxing going. So yeah, I feel like the winner will probably look like solid favorite, but I still think it's a 50-50 fight. It is a huge step up for Martinez, and especially if you're not gonna I don't think he's gonna grapple fuck Font. So that is tough where you're mostly you're a striker and it's a big step up. Noche, you're fighting Rob Font. I feel like it's tough. Matsumoto, he took a big step up in comp, but it was a winnable matchup because like, all right, he's going to grapple him. I'm not saying Martinez couldn't get takedowns, but he's more of just a striker. Like he's going to be on the back foot. He has really good kicks. He's really athletic. I think he's going to be lighting up Font's leg for sure. Font, he just eats leg kicks. It's weird. Like he's one of those guys where he just eats a ton of like terrible looking leg kicks, but it sometimes doesn't affect him. But maybe this is a fight where he's getting older and, he finally like the damage gets to him. But yeah, I think Font, throws more volume, big reach advantage, better boxer. I feel like he's going to be on the front foot pressuring. So, gun to my head, I'm picking Font. It's just the age thing. But the age thing on Font's side, and then Martinez has fought nobody near this level. Like, Oliveira is not UFC level, in my opinion. I feel like the guy on the Contender Series that he fought was better than Simon Oliveira or whatever his name is. But yeah, in that fight, 29-28, he was landing good kicks, good footwork. I think he has solid cardio, Martinez, but, he did get tagged with the hands a little bit. And I feel like Font, without the wrestling threat, I feel like you could just get in his face and you get in the pocket, land big shots. So, yeah, gun to my head, I'm picking Font, but I think it's pretty 50-50.
All right, let's go. Yeah, I don't mind the 500. It's just tough for me to see Font getting knocked out. He's never been knocked out before. Obviously, as I said, if he's in his last few years, it probably will come at some point. I think Martinez has a good chance to do it. It's just hard to see see him converting. But yeah, if you write down Martinez for me, I mean, at Pick'em, I feel like a lot of the value is gone. But yeah, I guess write down that, and that's it for me. Nothing else.
Go, Diego, go. What y'all think about this one, man?
Great fight. I feel like I broke down this fight about 1 million times now because I've done so many videos about it. So I'm going to be quick. I think that Gene Silva's probably just too smart and technical for Diego Lopes on the feet. His striking acumen is just a lot higher than Diego Lopes. And Diego Lopes is going to walk forward and eat some big shots. I will say, though, that, the grappling, the size, the danger factor, the cardio that he's shown in his UFC run, and the chin is like what you need to beat Gene Silva. So I feel like maybe some of the later rounds could be close if it gets there. But overall, I picked Gene Silva to win the fight. Gene Silva decision at plus 600 is not bad. But it could just be a round 1 knockout or a round 2 knockout. Like, I do understand that. I feel like if the fight finishes, it's probably round 1 or 2. I think if we see a third round, it likely does end up just going all 5 rounds. I think Gene's probably going to get tired at some point. I don't think he can fight like that for 25 minutes. I think he's going to have to take a round off or something like that. So, yeah, that's my take. JB?
Yeah, I think it's going to be in round 1 or round 2. I just think he's way too educated with the feints. He's in there. He's, fucking throwing his hands. He's smiling. He's laughing at you. He's getting in your head. So, like, Diego Lopes, I think he's a tough guy. I don't think he's a dumb fighter, but I don't think he's, like, ready for the things. I think Gene Silva's going to overwhelm him in the mental game, the physical pressure, the body work, the damage, I think is going to slow Diego Lopes down, who showed good cardio in the past. But when you're getting bopped by a guy like Gene Silva with the power that he has, and he showed that front choke game in the last fight, so go ahead, shoot a takedown. I might ninja choke you, make you forced to, roll out, get back to the feet. Could see Lopes taking him down in the first round, but Lopes a guy that likes to go out on his guard. Maybe not the best wrestler. Like, I thought he might have shoot a takedown against Volk. He never really got to it at any point in the fight, and Volk was hitting him. And Volk is a guy, like, I just don't think he's an attritional striker. He's not a guy who could hit you with the one-hitter quitter like Gene Silva. And I'm not saying that's everything Gene Silva. He just finds the shots, the uppercut versus Jordan. I just think he's way too high level, and I think Diego Lopes is way too hittable. His chin is in the air. He's relying on that durability, and it's not like he's never been KO'd before. He's been KO'd on the regional. I think Gene Silva's the guy to do it. I think he does it early. I think he's just way too good on the feet. Maybe I'm overrating the guy, but maybe you guys are underrating him because Fighting Nerds didn't have a good weekend last week. I think Gene Silva, the real deal. I think he's going to fight for the 145 title, but not until after my guy, Lerone Murphy. Lerone Murphy deserves that. Do not take it away from him. He's next, but then Gene Silva will be after.
Zaha?
I feel that. I just think on the feet, Lopez's game is like just so simple compared to like Silva. You know, he walks forward, really good chin, and he's got big power. He wants to get in exchanges, but like Silva's way less hittable, way better footwork. You know, I know Lopez has good leg kicks, but Silva's more versatile, in and out. You know, good footwork, more accurate instead of just like getting in the pocket and swinging. I think Lopez is a really good grappler, but I don't think he has the offensive wrestling to get that game going. I feel like this is mostly going to be a striking fight, and I think Silva's just the more skilled striker. He seems to have a good chin. And he seems to have good cardio, but not tested against like this level of competition, like in a 5-rounder. So, that is a possibility where he's not the guy we think he is, but I don't know. Silva seems pretty legit, and I think he's the better striker. He's way less hittable. He's way more accurate, and I don't think Lopez is going to be able to like get the grappling going. So I'm going with Silva. It's probably a knockout, but if it goes the distance, prices were nuts, like in the 300s. I like that. I liked that. I think it's gone now, but I think Lopez has a really good chin. I know he's hittable, but and I favor the knockout. But I think this is a sleeper to go the distance. I think it's going to be a banger. I'm hyped for this fight. So yeah.
It's just like, who has he fought that could like crack him like this, man? I really can't find it on the record, bro.
The only guy is Ige. And he was in he did not like the shots he was taking in round 3.
That was on like 10 hours notice or some crazy shit too, guys.
Yeah. So I do agree early rounds are, most likely, but I could see a later round KO. If Silva has the cardio, I think he is like a builder. Like he looks like he does better the fight goes on, like against Vallejos, against Dober. Like he was looking better. Even he was on the back foot against Dober a lot, and he was looking better as the fight went on. So I could see maybe even a later KO for Silva, but I don't think it's, minus 300, 400 like it was to not go, because Lopez is super durable. I know he's hittable, but yeah.
Let's make some parlays, boys.
Beautiful. You could write down Gene for me money line.
All right.
Minus 240. I might even play it, bro.
Yeah, I think he gets the win. Like, I know last week was, tough week with fighting nerds, but Pratez at 319. Are we forgetting about that? Fuck.
Yeah, and I'm just watching skill for skill, bro. I'm going based off what I see. I think Gene's a fucking once in a lifetime fighter. So like, he could be beat. He'll get somebody will beat him, bro. But they're gonna have to do something special. Maybe put him on his back.
Like, I know he's crazy athletic, crazy power, but he is super skilled on the feet. Like, I think people just know he's a freak athlete, so they're sleeping on his skills, but he is more skilled than Lopez on the feet, bro.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to go first?
All right, boys, we come to the part of the show. My favorite part of the show. We're going to make some parlays with the reads that we've given you, but let me put a disclaimer, boys. This parlay is for fun. We're just fucking around at this point. We just gave you 2.5 hours of breakdown. So let's focus on that. Don't worry so much about the parlays. Don't put your whole bank balance on it. Listen to what we've said for the last 2.5 hours for the show if you want the actual picks and predictions. This one, we're just going to make some funny parlays. So I'll do the parlay Lou. We're coming off a dub last week. We cashed the parlay Lou at like plus 250 odds, something like that. So we're going to go back to the well. We're going to go back to the well, boys. We're going to do a couple of chalk shots to hopefully get us over the line. So we're going to go with Jared Gordon at minus 235 odds.
Bang.
We're going to then put him in a parlay with Luna. Luna down.
Yeah.
And we're going to finish off the parlay with another money line. I'm doing money line parlay. We got CDF at minus 120. It's going to bring us over. It's going to bring us about a plus 350, a plus 375 odds. And we're just going to kick back with that, boys. Plus 325. Plus 320.
Nah, I like that.
Let's go.
I got to look into Luna a little bit more, though.
There you go. 355. So that's it.
You go, Purdue. I want to see what you cook up.
Right. I'm gonna go with this. Gastelum goes. I'm gonna go with. Definitely going with CDF. That's one of the plays I love.
Nice.
Wrong one. Wrong bet.
Huh?
You done the wrong bet.
What you mean?
You said you wanted the doesn't go in the CDF fight.
Oh no, I said CDF.
I thought you said CDF. Yeah.
Shoot, should I go with something crazy? No.
We could always just cook up one at the end. We could all cook up like a crazy parlay. Like we all do one safe one, and then we just give out one.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go. I might just go with not Puelas. Shit.
Take your time, bro. It's a tough week.
Yeah. What's the over like 1.5 or something in the main? Over 2.5. That's not bad. 160. I'll just go with that. I'm gonna go.
Oh man, I think our boy Gene's gonna get it done, but I understand the play.
Yeah, I get you.
What's the number?
165.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get that.
Like I don't want to do
the traditional one, bro. It's like, you know, you got someone who's gonna get cracked, but you know he's so tough. Like you're gonna guess whether he's gonna get knocked out or not. It's a MMA betting tale as old as time, you know.
Yeah, like I played the GTD, but I don't want to put that in a parlay. But that is like one of the spots I like. So I want to kind of play on that.
65.
165, 120. Oh, 165.
Yeah, man. Pro-do. No, I'm just playing with you.
All right. Go ahead, bro.
All right, I'll go real quick. I'll go with Gene Silva money line. Give me that. Give me Jared Gordon. And let's scroll up real quick. I'll finish it off with at least minus 140. Greasy, but fuck it, bro. Well, I'll look like an idiot. Whatever.
Good DGen parlays, bro. You got our strong reads.
Yeah.
Let's go, bro. All right, sweet boys. What are we saying? We good with that?
Let's do one crazy one, bro, where we all
all right, let's go.
Add a leg. You could round robin it if you guys want, and then like we'll just do the crazy Luju Purdue. I'll go with
Madness Lay. Let's go.
I'll go first on this one. I'll pick a crazy one. Let's scroll up for me. I see some good ones. Give me Sesinando by sub plus 750.
Bet.
Give me Reese. Give me Reese by sub 300.
You want to finish it off with another sub, bro?
What
was CDF sub? CDF sub?
I'll go CDF ITD because I think.
Yeah, I like it. Oh, it's,
all right. Jeez. What about the 2-3? Is that better? Oh, we just leave it like that. Fuck it.
Yeah, I like the finish. Is mine too crazy? Am I just
not at all, bro?
No, we don't know much about that Donenko guy, bro.
Nah, exactly. It's an upside play for me, bro. I really feel like he looks like a guy that could just wind up lost on bottom, and I trust DC to know the game plan. Let's wrestle.
750, 300, 250.
Oh wait, do you guys not like
11,000? 11,000. Let's go.
And we didn't put.
I do like Lemos, but
it's a tough.
I don't know. We done the parlay though. We shouldn't change it.
Hell no.
I like this play. I like it.
No, I like it too. I was just saying.
What's that? Is that 100? Is that plus 100,000?
That's a retirement parlay right there, bro.
Oh shit! Plus 118,000.
Yeah,
that's retirement parlay. But that's retirement parlay. You know, if that cashes, I'm never ever making parlay madness again. You've had enough. You've had enough out of us. We're gonna retire into the sunset.
Love it, dog.
Into
those are the lays.
Yeah, that's it, boys. Don't scream at Zar for scrolling too fast. That guy goes down in history like Fernando Rodney. All right, boys. Boys, love and peace. 961 live viewers. Appreciate everyone. And that's really it. Bodacious cake, 11,800. Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was 111. It's not retiree then. Oh, is it not 111? No.
Nah. It ain't retiree. It's a crazy one, but it ain't no.
We're not retiring, but it is kind of crazy. Don't worry. You're gonna see us next week, then, boys. Actually, no, next week. Off week. Off week.
Yeah, I might go to the fights. I don't know. I'm not decided yet, but we'll see. It's a good card.
Yeah, that'll be sick, bro. All right, peace out, boys. Anything you gotta say before we go?
No.
Smoke them up, baby. Smoke them like some
All right.
pack.
Let's roll some pack. Peace out. Love.